Hello world, and welcome to the Well That Didn't Work podcast. An evening where a bunch of friends sit together and pretend to be other people, characters, and crazy things, and have wild adventures, and sometimes doesn't work out very well. We're changing things up a little bit. I'm Chris, I'm going to be your host tonight, and we have Percy with us.
I'm Percy, and we got a big problem in Little Rokugan.
And Mike.
And I'm Mike, and I'm going to be your stressed out tech geek tonight, trying to keep up with the changes.
And a new friend with us tonight. Welcome to the table, Nuckles.
Greetings all of you ladies and gentlemen in Radio Land. It's a pleasure to be a guest.
And of course, Rick is with us again.
Howdy. I'm glad to be here again. Hope you enjoy it.
Okay. And so we're going to do something a little different. We're going to kind of play through the Learn to Play set for the Legend of the Five Rings game here that's out from Fantasy Flight Games. This came out several years ago, about 20 years ago, from AEG as a card game and a role-playing game. It's gone through several changes, and Fantasy Flight bought out a couple years ago, and they've released new versions of the card game and for the role-playing game. The hard core rulebook should drop fairly soon. And so we thought we'd do this to kind of get you set up for how it is. It is on the boat.
As we speak, it's on the boat.
Shipping now.
And this is the
From
fifth
Japan?
edition of the game, right?
It's the 5th edition, yes.
They're even calling it that. They're not like rebranding it or anything.
Nope, everything I've heard has been 5th edition.
Great.
Not to be confused with 5e. Huh?
Yeah, well, we're coming for you, Dungeons.
Well, for the 2nd edition of it, Wizards of the Coast actually was part owner of the brand, and so the Oriental Adventure setting was Rokugan.
Yeah, no, I remember playing that in...
was it really?
I remember playing 3.5 Rokugan. Like, that's actually the first time that I really heard about this world, and then stumbled into the AEG card game because of Cool Samurais.
Yeah, the Oriental Adventures from Forgotten Realms is heavily based on all this, if not directly from all this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And this is much more of an Eastern theme, as from the Dungeons & Dragons or Adventures version of it. We know the way that Dungeons & Dragons is loosely based on Western history, mythology, and legends. This is based on Far Eastern mythology, history, and legends.
Not just Japanese, but also a smattering of Korean, Chinese, just about everything in the area.
So we're going to start going through here, and we hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yep. It is the 20th year of the reign of the divine Emperor Hante the 38th. The Emerald Empire stood for 1,000 years thanks to the guidance of the kami and the wise benevolence of the Hante emperors. Each of the 7 great clans vies eternally to be the first in the emperor's favor, while safeguarding Rokugan from its many enemies within and without. The Topaz Championship is a great chance for each clan to test their best and the brightest against one another. The while contestants can pass the test and become samurai, the winner came to the glory for themselves and their clan, and may even earn a high-rank position in the Empire. As contestants, you are all traveling to the village of Suma, where the championship is being held at the Kakita Dueling Academy. And who knows, maybe you will win it all and become the Topaz Champion.
I'm the Topaz Champion.
No, I'm the Topaz Champion.
You're all pretty.
Yes. But you're still wallflowers. I'm taking it
But
home.
the crane is the prettiest.
Yes, but
Yes.
You see, oh boy, I'm statistically beautiful.
The symmetry of the face is just there.
Yes. Supermodels and boy bands, the Crane Clan.
Absolutely.
Okay, so go around and tell who we're playing. Percy.
All right,
What is
cool.
your character?
So
Who are you today?
my character is Isawa Aki. So I am a female character, which is going to be interesting. I haven't decided if I'm going to do a voice yet. We'll find that out when I talk as the character. So on the back of my sheet, and I think this is probably the best place to start, right? It tells me that I would be wise to select this character if I want to be an expert in calling on the spirits to lend me elemental aid, belong to a clan that focuses on harmony and religion, and solve my problems with ingenuity and passion. And that definitely is a pretty good description of me, I would think. And let's just read a little bit of Aki's story. Aki showed her ability to hear and speak with the kami, the mystical nature spirits of Rokugan, at a young age, and was soon apprenticed to Isawa Juriko, a powerful Shugenja, which is like Rokugan's version of a wizard, essentially.
Priest.
Much closer to
Right.
priests.
Sure. Who some suggested might someday be the next Master of Fire. Aki told took to her studies with great passion and found a kindred soul in her mentor. Indeed, soon Aki was making contributions to Juriko's work, urging the elder Shugenja to press forward in her studies and understanding of the kami. Unfortunately, something went wrong, and Juriko died in a horrible fire, which is kind of a irony of a potential master of fire. Since then, Aki has been without proper mentor, completing her studies on her own at the temples and libraries of the Isawa. Here she learned more of the heretical Perfect Land sect, and she firmly believes their teachings of false equality are dangerous and can only bring ruin to the Emerald Empire. Now Aki is ready to undertake her Genpuku trials and become a full adult samurai, as is only proper given her extensive natural gifts. Aki has been selected to travel to Suma and join the Topaz tournament. Aki is certain that Juriko's fate is not what awaits her. Soon, Aki will only reach her old mentor's level of mastery, or not only reach it, but exceed it. Becoming Topaz champion is only the first step. That's
All
who
right.
I am.
Excellent.
Hey, and you are of the Phoenix clan, is that
I
correct?
am of the Phoenix clan, and I believe it gives me a school as well.
Yes. Tell us a little about your clan and your school. It'll be on the...
Yeah, so my clan is the Phoenix. We're the master of the elements and master of the elements and be reborn is our kind of quote. Other clans guard the Empire's borders, even the Empire's future, but the Phoenix guard the Empire's soul. It's our duty to keep safe the myriad religious paths, defining them and arbitrating their differences. Scholars of the Tao and servants of the spirits are found among our ranks more than in any other clan. The wisdom we have gleaned from both traditions has led us to foster peace and understanding among the other clans, even if it means sacrificing ourselves in the process. And my school is the Isawa Elementalist. As one of the oldest and greatest Shugenja families of the Empire, we have had centuries to learn to commune with the spirits in the most effective ways to request their blessings. Some might confuse authority with arrogance, but at heart, we here at Isawa Elemental Academies are a pious and dutiful family that is devoted to ensuring harmony and balance. That sounds like a commercial for ITT Tech.
Well, the main
Only your stuff works.
Yeah, only my... Ouch!
the main thrust for the Shugenja is in Rokugan, everything has a spirit. The spirit of the tree, the spirit of the land, the river. And as a Shugenja, you are the priest. You are the intermediary between these spirits and our physical world.
Sure.
And they will do favors for you. That's where the wizarding comes in.
Yeah, so how
Or
do
druidic
I do
almost,
do
maybe.
that?
Yes.
This doesn't tell me how to do that.
No, it's not really a big part of the
Okay, got
the
it.
working thing here.
Okay. But I really want to.
I know.
Patience, my son.
Wait for the core
Or my daughter.
I really want fireballs. Where's my priestly fireball?
You have to learn
Just
to
use
ask the
a
kami for
bic.
those.
Is gonna no, I know, but how do I do that? I guess I make a theology check.
Yes, it'll be theology.
Kami,
rolls.
please help me make fireball. I do have a 3 in theology. Okay, somebody else talk.
Fire, peace,
All right,
burn.
Mike.
Because if you keep talking about fireballs, I'm going to say something inappropriate.
Burn the
We're just going to leave that alone. So I'm not going to read as much as my esteemed colleague over here because obviously he likes to hear the sound of his own voice at times.
I am a GM after all, and I think
That is how it works. Just
do-
wait until I GM him. We'll give him a mute.
yeah, and I do want to. I want to break, and this isn't just to hear my own voice some more, although it does
Wrong.
hear that way based on what's just happening at the table.
The
But
dulcet
I want
tones
to
of
make
Brazilians.
sure that we honor the fact that like we really sit at a table full of experienced and talented GMs. That's why we have so much fun role playing. I mean, all of us at the table have GM'd each other's games. I think maybe Rick, you're the only one that hasn't GM'd for me yet. But everybody else, even Jason, has GM'd for me, and it's been a really cool experience to get to play with you guys. And now it's cool to get to take back the reins a little bit and let you have them, Chris, to lead us in a game.
So each and every single one of us is really good at being a agent of chaos. So that's probably what's going to end up happening a lot in some of our games. But anyway, we're digressing. Let me jump back to this.
The last time we played L5R, Chris let me shoot a child with a bow and arrow without
I
me
didn't
knowing
let
it.
you.
Without me
You just
knowing.
decided to.
I didn't know it was happening.
Oh, you didn't even know?
I didn't even know.
We're done.
Okay, well, I'm going to have... That says a lot. I'm glad I don't have a bow and arrow or any kind of ranged attacks that I could...
Yeah. And then he wouldn't let me be a unicorn again for this one.
And we're still talking.
Go, just take it. Just take
All
it.
right, so at this point, I'm going to
And
just
another
jump
thing.
right on in here and talk over Mr. Percy.
I got a bucket of shh.
Yeah, I got a bucket of for you. Anyway, so I'm playing Akodo Masako. And unfortunately, there are a whole lot of Japanese words on her story, so this is going to get really interesting. All right? But,
They're not Japanese words, they're Rokugani words.
well, whatever. It's all the same.
Exactly, so you can pronounce them however you want. It's a made-up language.
Insert joke here. Anyway,
And
All
if
right.
if anything he mispronounces, just in the description below, tell him why he's wrong.
no, absolutely. Just trash me in the comments.
They've already done that.
I enjoy it. I'll respond to every one of them. Anyway, so she is an expert at martial combat and weapons of war. She belongs to a clan that focuses on battle and honor. So she solves her problems with preparation and flexibility. So it says that it would be unwise, however, to choose Akodo Masako if you desire to play a character who uses diplomacy to mediate problems. Now, for those of you that, well, you've only seen a few of my characters, but at our old tables that we were playing, I really do shine in bringing characters to the table that like to use really big guns. So this is kind of right up my alley for being a new player to this particular system. So a little bit about Masoka's story here. Masoka and her twin brother, Kiranj, have always been at odds. They even attended rival schools. Masako to the Akodo War College, and hot-headed brash Kiraj to the dojo of the Matsu warriors. Although Masako is the elder by minutes, her brother made his Genpuku, basically becoming a legal adult first, and boasted that he was a better swordsman than she. He should also therefore inherit his mother's holdings. Masako agreed to settle the matter in a duel to first blood. They fought, and Kiraj won. By cheating. To this day, she carries her bitterness with her. Her only goal is to become a greater, more famous, more honorable samurai than her brother, and then, finally, to destroy him. When Masako was selected to represent the Akodo War College at the Topaz tournament, it was as if the fortunes had offered her the first step of her revenge. Now she travels to Suma to bring glory to the lion, achieve her Genpuku, and claim the mantle of Topaz Champion for herself.
I love the lion.
That is exactly the sort of character my wife would be playing right now.
And she'd be trying to destroy you or what?
Yes.
Yeah, that's totally a character.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
a little bit about the Clan of the Lion. The statement is, it's for my ancestors. That is their motto. The Lion Clan is war itself, forged in the Kami Akodo to crush the Emperor's foes. We will not only live and breathe Bushido, but will also exemplify it to all others. Our roar heralds the call to battle and honor. For centuries, we have forged the military tactics and strategy of the Empire. Now, our samurai seek to apply the wisdom of their ancestors to the trials of the modern era. Lion Clan culture lives and breathes martial achievement and glory. Those of us who are not warriors will often couch their achievements in martial terms and glorify combat as the highest of arts.
Alrighty.
Warriors to the core.
Exactly. So, Mr. Nuckles, who are you today?
Today I will be playing as Doji Grin. If you wish to play Doji Grin, if you wish to be an expert at diplomacy and courtly etiquette, belong to a clan that focuses on politics and culture, solve your problems with elegance and cunning. Solve your problems with elegance as cunning. Otherwise, I probably won't be shutting up very often. Do not play Doji Grin if you desire to play a character who excels at the use of weapons, inner power of ki, or wields the power of the elements, otherwise known as crane damage. An old joke for those who played earlier editions, because while they look pretty, but they really don't hit very hard. Precision, not power. And for the description of the Crane clan, their statement is, there is a proper technique for all things. We are the left hand of the Emperor, in service as political aides to the throne. As the descendants of Kami Doji, the Crane have embodied the high arts and the refined culture of the Empire since its dawn. We are the masters of court, with the wealth and status to prove it. Our clan is concerned foremost with preserving Rokugani culture and ensuring civility in the courts. Our political and cultural achievements are unparalleled, and so refinement, grace, and delicacy are not only the defining characteristics of the Crane clan, but chief among our weapons. Those who fail in achieving excellence rightly fall into obscurity and silent shame. My particular character, Rin's household is neither rich nor powerful by the standards of the Doji family, at least. Some consider his father, who oversaw shipping in and out of the port town of Morning Mist City, little more than a merchant. Perhaps this is why Rin has an abiding love of fanciful stories and books, tales of being greater and more magnificent than any mortal could be. Certainly, he has always wanted to be seen as what he knows he truly is, a member of the most powerful and prestigious family in the Empire, as far above a merchant as a crane is above an ant. Rin's outlook on life changed dramatically about 3 years ago when the tsunami hit the Crane coast and almost completely destroyed Morning Mist City. Rin's father died in the flood, and his mother, who was out at sea at the time, was missing for weeks. Her boat was later recovered by pirates belonging to the Mantis clan, and she was returned unharmed but without her cargo. How nice of them. From then on, Rin has remained sincerely devoted to his studies, so much so that he has been selected to represent the Doji Diplomat School in the Topaz tournament in Suma. If Rin can both achieve his Genpuku, his ceremonial transition to adulthood and becoming a full samurai, and also become a Topaz champion, then perhaps his dream of adventure are not as far-fetched as believed. And that's me.
Headphone down, headphone down.
Headphone down, headphone down.
And this is where we insert, well, that didn't work.
He lost his ears, ladies and gentlemen. He
Oh my
lost
gosh.
his ears.
At least he hears out of both of them.
That's true. Alrighty, Rick.
All right.
All
This
right.
is the one
You
I'm
did it.
most excited for.
This is the one that Percy wanted to play.
We're all-
Too bad.
We're all, yeah, Topaz champion. We're going to be the Topaz champion.
But it's going to be me. I'm playing Togashi Yoshi, tattooed monk of the Dragon Clan. Now, the Dragon Clan, I think they're outside. Y'all were saying they're kind of like loners outside the normal politics and everything of the normal world. But I'll tell you what they have to say here. It's find your own path. For 1,000 years, the Dragon Clan has watched over the other clans, recording the history of Rokugan. Our armies march only rarely, intervening in the clashes of the great clans for reasons they can never fathom. It falls on the Dragon Clan to ensure that the future of the Empire continues in an orderly and elegant manner. We are diverse in our pursuits, but unified in one philosophy, the betterment of ourselves, and in so doing, the betterment of the Empire. This can sometimes mean coming down from our seclusion in the northern mountains to experience the Empire face to face. You want to play monk if you wish to be an expert at martial arts and athletic feats and belong to a clan that focuses on enlightenment and diverse paths to achieve it. Togashi's story, Yoshi was surrendered to the Togashi order as a young child by a man claiming to be his uncle. Orphans weren't uncommon in the monastery of his youth, and the monks who raised him were welcoming, but still Yoshi has always felt the lack of personal connections, even as he tries to put aside earthly desires. Perhaps it was this desire for connection that let him begin his relationship with Kai, a senior student at Yoshi's monastery. Their love was deemed inappropriate by the masters of the monastery, and Kai was sent away to another temple, while Yoshi was assigned to study under Togashi Tadagatsu, and sent on a pilgrimage through Dragonlands. While traveling with Tadagatsu as a pilgrim, Yoshi at last saw the stark divisions in life between peasant and samurai. He asked his mentor why the two peoples were treated so differently, given that Yoshi could see no difference between them. His mentor only shrugged and said that there was no difference, only people struggling to climb the sensei's karmic ladder toward enlightenment. The Perfect Land sect teaches something similar to this, although many hold the sect heretical, like I think your character does, Percy. Yoshi thinks there could be
She
wisdom
sure does.
to be found here. Now, Yoshi has been dispatched to the Topaz Championship, to win, of course, but at the personal request of Togashi Okuni, the inscrutable champion of the Dragon Clan. It is rare that a monk of the Togashi order would bother with the Genpuku, passage to adulthood, ritual of the samurai class, but such is Yokuni's will. Now, perhaps, Yoshi has a chance to help those less fortunate than he was and find his place in the world. He also has a college, or a school, which is the Togashi Tattooed Seeker. And they're a monastic order that embrace the teachings and compliments that challenge... Anyway, they live in monasteries high in the mountains. And so they're pretty secluded from the rest of the world, and I think pretty much keep to themselves and rarely come down to share their enlightenment when they think the rest of the world needs their help and advice.
A bunch of white Texans, each one of us going to pronounce every word differently throughout the entire podcast.
That's right.
Most both difficult and easy to explain at the same time. Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Despite coming from different clans, since meeting each other, you've been traveling together on the road, occasionally encountering other travelers and peasants transporting goods. You can now see the village of Suma just ahead through the blossoming trees. Soon you'll have arrived, and you can test yourselves when the contest begins tomorrow. So you're all from different clans, but you're all kind of teenagers about to take your test to adult at the same time. What do you think you've been talking about while you've been walking?
Obviously, I'm excited to be here. I'm learning who you are, trying to explain and try to become friends with everyone here. Try to figure out what are your interests? What are you here for? What do you want to do?
I wish to see how people live. I'm not going to sound like my other character. I just wish to experience the things of life that I don't see in the monastery. Learn things outside the temple. Find out a little bit more about the ways in the world and what motivates people. Why there's so many divisions and conflict.
Well, Percy, what are you?
More than anything, I'm trying to educate our monk pal here in the sublime art of gaming for money.
Oh, really?
He wants to know about the world, and that's how I'm trying to teach him.
Is this money is important? I've learned that, at least to y'all it is, to buy pleasures that you really don't need and can be found in other ways.
What's your character's name again, Mike? I'm sorry.
Don't get me to lie, and I wanted to say Ahsoka, but it's actually a Kodo. So and the last name is Masako.
Other way around.
Well, Masako Kodo.
Yes, Masako's her personal name.
Got it, but we're good.
Okay.
Leave it alone.
All right.
So I guess
Percy, what was your name again?
Isawa Aki.
yeah. Togashi Yoshi, which I guess is Yoshi. And I guess she gets the Togashi from the Togashi order.
Yes, you're from the Togashi family. Doji Rin, I have the Doji family, which is the premier diplomat family in the Crane.
Yeah. I mean, isn't the procuration of money really the greatest pleasure?
No, enlightenment is purely the greatest pleasure. And once you achieve
Have you received money for winning a game?
No.
Would you like to try?
No, not particularly, but I guess to experience whether I will obtain the same joy that you appear to, yes, I will do that.
A true samurai doesn't have necessarily love of money for its own sake. However, the financial benefits does help to pursue the finer things. For example, it allows us the opportunity to study the arts. It allows us to study the music. It allows us to have the materials at hand in order to truly progress to that next level. While granted, the purity of the simplicity of using the minimal materials allows for the true talent of the artist to be shown. When given the proper tools, they can reach a level of excellence that is unheard of.
I see.
This is at least how we see it.
That may be true, but the point of a samurai is to bring truth and to bring honor amongst everyone. And in some cases, that may mean that you have to remove those who are dishonorable.
I would have no disagreement with that.
It is not artisanship. Artisanship is in what we do. But it has more to do with what we mean and what we teach.
Yes, but beauty is truth. And the art, it reflects that truth and shows it for the world. It is an inspiration.
Beauty can fade. Honor shouldn't.
True. No. But it is always replaced by new beauty, new birth. Death brings birth.
Is there anybody else with us, or is it just us four?
It's just you four right now.
Okay, got it. Aki sighs, puts her forehead in her hand, and that is what's like the game that they would play? Would it be like shogi?
Yes.
Something similar to that?
Yeah, I think it's one of the games that are available.
So you just love games.
Cool. Yeah.
Is everything in life a game to you?
Well, no, not everything, but everything in life has spirit. And the spirit of competition, the way that you interact with somebody, and the way that you act toward your possessions is certainly indicative of your personal spirit. Those who seek enlightenment should certainly know that.
That is a truth. That is a truth. We should take care of ourselves as well as the things that we cherish and the things that we own.
Or should we see the things that we own as fleeting?
They are. But we still should take care of them while we have them. There is nothing wrong with that. Things do decay, but we should not hasten that.
One should respect one's tools.
Sure. What tools can a courtier offer? You have words and long blonde, I guess, hair, right? Is that what color your hair is on your?
White, I think.
white.
Yeah.
Bleached.
You have long bleached
It's
hair.
a bleached blonde.
and many eloquent
Actually,
words.
yes, it's a bleached white in honor of the original doji.
I
She
see.
had a white silver hair when she, the kami, when she descended from heaven, and as a tradition, the family continues on that.
You have lots of eloquent words, and sure, that can get you so far, but it only takes you so far.
Well, the essence of a samurai is to be better, is to reflect the best of all of us. That includes in our speech, that includes in our art, that includes in our daily lives. And should we have to resort to a more physical confrontation, then yes, we should be better in that as well. However,
And yet there is glory in battle.
yes, there is, without question.
It brings honor.
But not
If
just for
fought
example.
right, it brings honor.
Yes, if fought correctly, if fought with honorably, it does. It brings in of itself. It brings glory. I mean, that is why we are here, for the glory of the empire and individual families, and adventure, and that is what we're here for. However, it also, our skills as samurai are not just that of the rampaging bandit. We are better than just the crab standing on the wall. We are samurai.
That is an elevation in and of itself.
Not yet. You're not a samurai yet.
That's why we're here.
Granted.
That's why we're going there.
It is part of our journey. But it has been a pleasure to meet y'all.
But if you do not believe that you are samurai, or samurai yet,
That is not a
Then-
belief, it is a fact. We have not passed our tests.
That is she is correct. We are not necessarily samurai.
you may not hold the
yet.
rank of samurai, but you should have it as far as part of your soul, part of your being, that you are and should be samurai.
But is to hold the title truly a part of upholding Bushido?
No, it is not. One can maintain and live with Bushido, just as there are some foul beings that hold the title of samurai, yet do not compose themselves, like
Precisely.
the mantis.
And as a forethought going into this competition, balance in all things should be your focus.
True, but you need a firm foundation to plant your feet.
I'm honestly lost as to what we're arguing about anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're just talking philosophy for
I'm just
philosophy's
trying
sake.
to keep this campfire talk going as long as I can so we can't do the adventure.
You don't want to become a samurai?
All I care about is balance or something.
Or something.
Fireballs.
Stuff.
I genuinely came in here trying to corrupt the monk and then nobody let me, so
Good luck with that.
I figured I'd just rabbit trail it to hell.
You volunteered to GM for him.
Moving on. As you walk down the road beside the Tanga River, you find your way blocked by a cart bended across the road ahead. To your right, the river laps up against the edge of a path. To your left, an artfully crafted stone wall blocks off a broad and flooded field of rice. There is no way to proceed without getting wet or setting the cart to rights. An elderly peasant is struggling to do just that as you approach. When he notices you, he hurls enough of the ground at your feet, presses forward to the dust. "Honored samurai," he cries. "1,000 pardons for blocking your path. I will move the cart directly." You could wait, but compassion is a virtue of a samurai. Besides, he may know something about the village or the championship.
We are not samurai, but we'll help you right your cart.
Oh,
Yes, we will aid you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Lion, go right the cart.
I will
I'll ride
look
the
and
cart, but not because you ask, because this gentleman is in
Should I
desperate
roll
need.
command?
Is there such a thing?
There is. That's one of the social skills.
Well, I will approach him and take a look at the cart and see whether it just requires brute strength or if we can use its own inertia to, if there's a leverage it upward and back on its wheels.
It's a simple two-wheeled handcart that is pulling behind him. It looks
Yeah.
like it just kind of tipped over.
Yeah, just tipped over.
very
So
simple.
I'm going to spend the time talking with him and praying with him, putting him back in tune with whatever gods he worships.
And I'll move over and actually try and get the rest of the group that's not busy talking to somebody to come help me with riding the cart back again.
Okay. We will lift the cart.
They will lift the cart.
We will work in harmony.
We have
Job well done.
We have established who our two lazy
That's
are going to
right.
be tonight.
That's right.
Let's just say this: our characters are the most like women in our group, and I say that because
One is a
carts are
woman and one looks like a woman.
exactamundo, and I mean that in the most flattering way. His character is truly beautiful.
All right. Well, so do we need to roll anything, or is this a very
No,
simple task?
it takes no effort to straighten up, really. It's not that difficult.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yes,
that works.
It's not like a horse cart.
No. It's not
Or a
that
horse
big.
of a different color.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will. Thank you, sir. Is there anything else we can assist you with?
He throws it off the ground again. "Oh, thank you, samurai. Thank you, samurai, for your assistance."
We are not
Thank you very much."
samurai.
We are samurai class.
Oh.
You are monk.
He's a peasant. There's no distinction between actual samurai and samurai class. They're all higher level.
That's true.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
He defers
our
to all of
caste
you.
is samurai.
We are no better than you, sir.
I thought he looks really confused and a little scared.
I also look confused and scared.
I actually do have to kind of look over towards my monk friend over here as well.
We are all the same.
Now
We're all
I'm-
born. We all pass.
I'm not a samurai, but I'm better than that.
By luck of birth and class.
In training and years of effort.
And karma. There is a reason why we were born into the samurai class after all.
Perhaps.
He bows again and thanks you profusely. Kind of moves his cart offside a little bit to make it easier for you all to go through.
Are you selling something?
No.
Are you leaving town? What brings you out to the trail at this time?
Oh, I'm bringing my master's belongings back to his brother-in-law.
Your master's belongings to his brother. Does that mean that your master has passed?
Yes.
I am eternally sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Was it a good passing?
My master was Dode Sasume, the former Emerald Champion.
Oh,
Oh dear.
I see.
Would you care to share a story about him?
I wouldn't dare to speak out of turn. My master was the highest law of the land, other than the emperor. He was a good man. He treated me very, very well.
And did they send you out here alone with no one else?
Yes, I was his servant.
Very well.
And how did this great man pass?
That is still a matter of some debate.
You have not heard of this?
No.
Were you there?
I was not, no.
Where were you?
I was at his home,
And where was he?
elsewhere.
I see.
Yes, it is the Emerald Champion, Doji Satsuma, of the Crane clan, as is expected for the Emerald Champion, has passed away under more mysterious circumstances. There should be another championship soon, hopefully, but it's been some debate as to what happened.
I see. Is there any way that we can assist you on your way?
We don't really have time for this.
You can proceed to the championship.
And I do.
This is our calling in life. This is our honor. This is what we do. We live to serve and we live to protect.
If you look to be a samurai, shouldn't you assist the lower at all times?
All life.
Or do you think of nothing but yourself in the championship?
I think of my honor and glory for the clan and what that would bring into question if we show up late.
What is more important, showing up late to a Gimpuku ceremony that happens every year, or assisting the servant of the former family member of yours and Emerald Champion?
Do you require assistance?
It
He
would
looks
be-
really scared and nervous now.
Sir,
He
it would
doesn't
be
really know how to respond to this.
Perhaps
It
I
would
should talk
be-
to you alone.
This isn't just a clan or school Gimpuku. This is the Topaz Championship. We have been selected to represent our schools and our clan. This is a great honor just to be even selected. However, we are not the guard for a merchant vessel. We are.
This is no merchant. Is out of character. Is the championship today?
It starts tomorrow, but you still have
Starts-
to check in, get your rooms, register.
Okay, and
all
what
this.
what time of day is it now?
It's getting close to nightfall.
Okay. How far is your brother-in-law? Or his brother-in-law?
He's in Suma.
How far is I don't know. How far.
Is that where we're going?
That's where you're going.
That's
yeah,
where we're
that's
going.
where you're going.
Then
That's
we
where
can
we're going.
escort him
Then
with
we
us.
we will happily help you.
So he's going in the direction we're going.
Yes.
Okay. I was under a different impression.
Oh,
My
I kind
mistake.
of was too, but I was
Not
mostly
for
under
any
a
lack
diff-
of lack
In
of
fairness,
information.
I was under a different impression.
We
because,
both made an assumption and we were both wrong.
because I think you
We
and I
assume it
both,
wrong.
I think you and I both played the last time Chris did a Topaz Championship. So I was
I don't know. I don't think
expecting
you were
a
there for
different
that.
direction.
No, I don't think I was there for that. This is the first
No?
time I've
I
been.
think Jason was there for that. I think that's the first
Yeah.
time I've GM'd for you, Knuckles.
Yes, this is
Oh.
the first time you've GM'd for me.
Oh,
I've GM'd him and the
Sure.
L5R, and that was an experience. But
I've heard.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, no, we would be honored and grateful if you would allow us to help you.
You are our samurai. You may do as you please.
Well, then we will request that you allow us to assist you. So please,
Yes, sir.
let's venture forth.
Lead the way.
Then he pulls up the handles to his wagon and starts walking towards Suma.
Okay. We'll follow.
I whisper to the monk, it would be a great honor if you sat in his wagon.
I do not agree, sir. There is no reason that I should make him toil for my benefit. I should perhaps toil for his benefit.
What
But
about
that sounds more like something that Ren would do.
what about him toiling you for my benefit?
I don't see why that would how that would benefit anybody but you.
But don't you want to benefit me?
Hmm? Yes, probably so, but not at the expense of someone else unless I see a good reason. And other than perhaps your not wishing to exert any energy, which would impart to me that maybe you are lazy.
I would still be walking.
How would you be
Also,
walking?
I prayed for the man while you lifted the cart, and it's not a heavy cart. You men, sometimes, complain about the tiniest things.
Masako cuts you a glance, looks down at her chest, and looks back up at you.
Fair. That's fair.
you weren't complaining either.
That's true. You did not complain about the activity. That was just him.
He even wasn't complaining about it. He just said he didn't want to ride in the cart.
Nobody said something about me being lazy,
Yes.
which is not untrue. But I won't admit it.
Is there anything that you can share with us about Asuka? Is the name of the town we're going, city we're going is Asuka?
Suma.
Suma. Can you tell us, please? Tell us a little about Suma and perhaps the Topaz Championship.
Well, the Topaz Championship is the greatest coming of age ceremony that Rokugan has. The best and the brightest of all the clans come here to participate. Everyone sends an emissary. If I may be so bold as to presume that is why you are here.
Yes, I am the Topaz champion. To be.
No, you are not.
My master sent me here. I'm not sure why, but I am to compete. We don't usually compete in these things, but for some reason he asked me to partake in it this year.
I'm sure you will have a great time. Most samurai I do. It takes 3 days. There are several challenges that you will deal with. There's wrestling, sumai. There's heraldry, athletics, horseback riding, conduct, etiquette, and law. There's weaponry, poetry, Go.
Go?
The game.
Oh.
Archery and hunting.
Well, won't you be happy? There's a game.
Indeed.
And the final day is a dueling contest between all those that have passed their Genbuku to be the Topaz champion. It is a glorious, glorious day.
I see.
Are you going to be there?
If I am permitted to, I will be a spectator, yes.
You may be our guest.
He may have also tasks and duties with the following of his master.
Of course, he will have to perform those.
But should you have the opportunity, we'd be glad to have you there as our guest.
If circumstances permit, I will be there.
So if fate allows, you can watch our fine friend here become the Topaz champion.
I'm glad someone else is recognizing my ability.
I'm not sure if that's recognizing your ability.
Masako sighs.
Masaka size. Is that an order at McDonald's? I'll take the Masaka size, please.
Masaka says we can.
Oh, that's 5 squid. Okay.
I'll give you that one. I will give you. We'll just take a break for a second.
Regroup ourselves.
So how many people compete in this event?
All of them.
Oh, yeah, God. Really?
Yes, the great and honorable Topaz Championship, where it's a great honor to even be selected. everyone in. Yeah. If you show up.
Well, then you should have a chance.
Everyone sends a representative.
I see.
There's a dude selling squid on a stick. I mean, he's out there flinging them around. Yeah.
I see. Kimchi. Let's just open up a big jar of kimchi. Okay. So we should. How far is it?
It is right here.
Whoa!
You weren't very far away at all.
I see.
It appears that our monk friend here is blind, too.
I know. Considering that one of my abilities is to be able to see things quite far away. Let's see.
You're overshooting.
Yes, keen sight I have.
You're just still looking. You can see things far away. It doesn't mention anything about seeing things up close.
Looking in the right direction. You know?
He keeps staring at our friend the crane here.
Well, my ability is speaking in silence, but you haven't heard much of that this podcast.
No, we don't expect that either. So
No, not yet. Cool. So we go with this man. I mean, we follow him to the brother-in-law's home, I guess, to deliver the goods.
The village of Suma buzzes with activity today as peasants and samurai move along the streets about their business. The peasants all bow and wait for you to pass, while the samurai rush by without a second glance, as makes sense as you're kids at this point. As streamers hang from the trees, paper lanterns and all the colors of great lands hang from posts, carp kites fly in the sky, chimes ring out, all welcoming contestants, observers, and other visitors to this year's Topaz Championship. You quickly make your way into the town. The magistrates estate formally register for the tournament. There you're directed to the house of the Laughing Carp, the tea house and housing of the contestants. As you step into the courtyard of the inn, a loud voice catches your attention. "This is unacceptable!" bellows a lean, tall man still dusty from the road. His sea-green attire and unfamiliar crest mark him as a samurai of a minor clan. The samurai is in mid-argument with the innkeeper, an utterly implacable peasant woman. "Forgive me, honored samurai," she says very dryly. "All the rooms are spoken for. If I should give you a room, I must displace another samurai. Won't he make these arrangements in advance? Perhaps you could try another boarding house in the village." "They are all full," the samurai seethes. You can see he's about to lose his composure here. The innkeeper notices your arrival, quickly bows to him, comes over to you, bows. "Honored guests," she says, recognizing you by your clan crests. "Your rooms are waiting."
What clan is this guy from? Would I need to roll like a culture check or something to know what his sigil means?
It's the Mantis clan.
Oh, it's Mantis. Okay, yeah. Got it.
There's a reason why he's not given a room.
why is that?
Mantis are technically samurai. Little better than pirates.
Oh, I see. That's your perspective.
Cool. So, I, in an effort to frustrate the crane with us, invite the Mantis man over to have a conversation.
What seems to be the problem, sir?
I am denied a room. I'm here for the Topaz Championship, a great honor. I'm supposed to have housing here, and I'm denied a room.
Did you reserve your space, sir?
Yes.
When?
I don't know the exact time my clan made the arrangements, but arrangements have been made with this inn.
Do you have proof?
My word is my proof. I am a samurai.
No, I understand that, but our fine friend here has notified you that there are no rooms available. So perhaps your clan intended to make a reservation and didn't tell you that they had all been already taken.
That they would have arranged for me to stay at another inn.
Well, as you said yourself,
Everyone's
they're
here.
all full.
This is unacceptable.
You are intending to compete tomorrow in the games?
I am.
You are.
A competitor. Does he have any distinguishing features, marks, etc. about him?
He's tall and lean, fairly muscular build. He introduces himself as Satoshi.
Okay. So does he have any, like, weapons or, like, ornaments on him or anything like that?
Not really, no.
So now the rooms that they give us, we each have our own room?
Yes.
Okay. Now, would etiquette, if I offered him a room, would that be a breach? Or a space in my room, would that be a breach of etiquette?
It would not know.
Perhaps you would care to share my room with me, sir?
All right, Rick has made the first roll of the night. And make a courtesy check.
He beat me to it.
Well, I should.
That's why I called him over.
All right, so...
And that's what I was quite nervous until we found out that we did each have individual rooms. It's like, okay.
Well, good, because I have no rank in courtesy. Now, do I have to
You're
pick a
looking at the wrong
particular...
character sheet.
No,
You
no.
are. You don't have any ring numbers. You're on the last page.
No, I'm pretty sure...
He still doesn't.
You
I
still don't have
don't
ranks and
know. I
courtesy.
know.
But you would never know what to roll for rings if you were on that page.
Oh, got you. So, I have to pick a
Earth.
ring?
Courtesy Earth is what this
Earth?
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I actually have 3, so I roll these?
Yes.
You
that's
roll
it.
them and keep,
Nice.
and those are the 3 you can keep.
You can keep up to 3. You have to keep at least 1, but you can keep up to 3. And we're going to ignore strife and opportunity. We're just looking for successes.
All
Well,
right.
that's good because he got all strife and opportunity.
So, yep, that's it. Let's
Now,
see.
wouldn't it be most beneficial if our most courteous member here offered their room up? One who boasts such lauds as being like the most courteous clan. I'm trying to say our crane friend. should
That's
offer
what
their
I
room.
was. Yes, our crane friend.
Shouldn't you be, especially being of the same family as the former Emerald Champion? Shouldn't you offer your space?
No. But I believe what our fine monk friend is trying to say is that he does not have many possessions, and he does not take up much space, and he would be delighted to have you accompany him in his room.
That is true.
Do I roll dice?
Sure.
Can I roll dice?
Since I'm sure you have some roles in courtesy.
Probably a lot.
So that is...
So you get to keep 3 of them.
Okay.
I see some explosive
Ex-
successes there.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and keep 1 explosive success, 1 standard success, and 1 opportunity, just because I don't want any of the
Well, you can
strife
roll.
right now.
You can roll your, and I don't think you don't have to keep 3, right? You
You
can
don't have to.
keep 3.
You have to keep
So
at least
you
1.
can
but you
keep
up
those
to your-
2.
I'll just
your
keep
rank.
those 2.
Okay. Do you
Okay.
want to roll the explosive success in there? Roll another white die.
Okay, and then I can... so I can...
You can choose whether or not you want to keep that one after you roll it.
I'll
Yeah.
go ahead and do that then, yes.
Hey, all right.
Excellent use of time.
Sure. Well, I mean, it's for clarity of rules and things like
I
that. As
understand.
we're
Yes.
It could have been another explosive success. You could roll
Yeah, you
another
could've.
die. Yeah. And the explosive dice that you roll don't count against the dice that you keep for your ring.
Of course.
That's just an extra dice. It's
Right.
like if you choose to keep one, you're not required to.
It's an explosive dice. You just roll and add to it.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we will be sharing a room tonight. What is your name?
My name is Satoshi. Thank you for your generous offer. I humbly accept.
I'm glad that I was here to help. Atoshi.
And Masako will look over and kind of give our friend over here a nod and say, "That's good that you are with us, because, as you can see, we are 3 unwed women." And I do not think it would be prudent to have a gentleman in our room overnight, regardless of status.
He's not a woman. He may act like one.
and dress like one.
Yeah.
While the lion apparently have honor, they do not seem particularly adept at courtesy.
I see. That has become evident.
Yes.
Okay.
But I hope you have a wonderful night, you and your friend. And then with some subtlety and shade, I would like to tell him in quietly on the side, watch your stuff.
Shh. Is there a reason that I need to watch my stuff?
No.
Yes. Mantis are. Again, trying to do so away from
Does he need
the
to
Mantis.
roll?
Yeah. Yes. Mantis are pirates and thieves.
It would be very dishonorable to steal someone that has given him such a gift. Or steal from someone.
Yes, it would. Watch your stuff.
Thank you for the warning.
Cool.
If they had honor, they would not be pirates and thieves.
So I go to my room,
Okay.
And we go to ours.
All right.
and I guess I mean, is it late enough to sleep, or
You can if you want to.
Do we need to check in or do any of that kind of stuff? Or
You
is
already
that
checked
tomorrow?
in. You've
Oh,
been
we've
assigned
checked
your
in?
rooms.
Okay,
You've gone
gotcha.
there.
I wish to go out and for the evening and mingle, see who's there, meet new people.
Most of the contestants are staying at the inn where you are. Most of the contestants are staying at the inn where you are. And so you're able to kind of mingle with them if you want. There's not really a lot of serious drinking or activities going on tonight, except everyone wants to be fresh for the morning, but they're definitely
No, nothing.
and talking.
I'm not going out to party. I'm just
Yeah.
going out to to literally mingle and rub shoulders and introduce myself, meet new people, and that sort of thing.
Okay.
It's exciting. It's a new thing. It's a new adventure, and I'm just really happy to be a part of it.
Okay.
So in stark contrast, I'm going to go up to my room and meditate and get ready for tomorrow's events, since this is very, very important as the first step in righting the wrongs of my brother.
And I will wander the town.
I go to sleep,
Okay.
getting ready for that championship.
After all, you have to win.
That's right. I am the Topaz champion.
If I
Do
was
you have a tattoo that says that?
No.
if I was a little less courteous, I would have told the mantis, "Well, you're used to sleeping on the deck of a ship. Maybe they'll let you sleep on the roof of the head."
The next morning dawns, as pure as golden as the voice of the lark. You make your way across the river to the sand, the courtyard, and the training field of the Kakita Dueling Academy, where the gray-haired sensei Kakita Toshimoko gives a brief speech reminding all present they are the eyes of the clans, the eyes of their ancestors, and the eyes of the empire are upon them. He introduces the current Topaz champion, Katsuka Yumiki, and last year's runner-up Bayushi Sugai, and instructs the contestants to direct any questions they have about the tournament to the two samurai. An Ashihina priest then emerges to bless the assembly, and the contest proper begins. Okay. So the way this works is you're going to go through a series of different events here. If you succeed, you get a point. All the judges have a preferred approach, a preferred stance they want you to use. If you succeed with their preferred approach, you get 2 points. And if you get enough bonus successes to outdo the frontrunner, you're going to get 3 points. You need 8 points in this competition to become a samurai. There are 11 competitions, but you can get up to 3 points for doing really well. So you don't need to win everything or even necessarily a lot of them if you do really well in a couple of them.
So, and our goal is to become samurai for each of its different, but the main goal is to become a samurai.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and whoever has the most points at the end becomes the Topaz champion.
Will they give you a little special secret ring or something?
Well, you get several honors and
It's a
all those
lapel pin.
shenanigans.
It's a lapel pin.
Yeah, it's- you get a plaque.
An Amazon gift card.
Since I have no lapel, I'll just pin it right on my chest. You know?
It's a little crystal plaque that's kind of got laser etching on it. Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
All right.
That's right. Okay, cool. So what is the first contest?
Okay.
Aki is eagerly waiting to lose at all of them, except for the Go contest.
Yes.
She'll excel at that one.
Okay, the first is Sumai. Remember, the judge says, in Sumai as in life, a steady stance creates a solid foundation for success.
Sounds like well grounded.
Okay, Asawa, how do you prepare for this? What is your approach? What's your plan?
One question.
What is it?
What am I doing?
What is Sumai?
It's wrestling.
Oh, great.
It's their version of sumo wrestling.
Sumo. Okay.
Yes.
Sumo.
What do I do to prepare? Okay, so is there any way I can get bonuses on the actual wrestling check?
if you roll them. You
Okay,
get
but there's
bonus
nothing I
successes
can do.
dice.
I can't like meditate right now or pray right now to give myself a boost.
Unless you have a school ability or a personal talent that lets you increase it.
I don't.
No?
No,
Okay.
I've got nothing.
Nothing?
All right,
Okay.
so wrestling. That's just straight unarmed
It's
martial
a martial arts,
arts.
unarmed check.
Great.
Yes. Target number of
So
Gee, I wonder if I'll do well in this.
2. Maybe.
all right. So I am going to. Who am I wrestling? What is? Am I? Oh, good lord! Where'd it go?
What are you trying to get?
There's a die.
You got it?
I got it.
What are you? You're a chimpanzee there or something?
It's got some monkey toes working right
That's right.
there.
telling
Okay.
you.
So who am I wrestling? Am I wrestling like another female contestant? Am I
Or is
wrestling
this just a straight
burly-
check to see how well we do?
Yeah, that's a good question. Am I wrestling a dummy?
For the sake of the immersiveness here, your opponent is Bayar, the unicorn Bushi.
Great.
She's-
Unicorn.
Yes, all the clans are here.
That's who I wanted to be. All right.
Well,
Yeah.
then
No,
defeat her and take her
I
horn.
am going to, instead of kind of marking my location, trying to meter out the competition, I'm going to not even give her an opportunity to size me up. As soon as they like ring the gong, I'm going for the kneecaps.
Alrighty.
And so
that definitely sounds like a fire approach.
definitely a fire approach, and I'm assuming martial arts unarmed.
Yes.
Great.
The goal is to get your opponent outside of the ring physically. That's-
Yeah, I get
that's
absolutely 0 white dice.
Oh, yay.
Bada boom, I got 2 explosive successes and 1 regular. So I'm going to keep
Okay.
all 3 of them.
Okay.
Strife or no strife. Let's go. Let's roll those in. I got 2 opportunities and another strife. So, yeah, I'm going to use for sure both of those opportunities to do another wound, right? That's an option I have?
We're not really
Oh,
doing...
to inflict a critical strike. Is this going to be a multi-roll thing, or is this a single roll?
Just a single roll, just to see who's victorious. in
Then
this.
I'm not going to worry about that one.
Yeah.
And do I have to pick the ones that I keep? I have to keep anything that I rolled.
Well, you have to keep at least 1 die. You can keep
Right.
as many as you roll.
But and I
plus
have
the
to keep
explosive
anything
ones.
that I rolled explosively, right?
No, you don't have to.
No.
No.
Oh. Do I get to know how many successes I'm battling against here?
The target number is 2.
Okay, and can I use 2 opportunities as an extra success, kind of like using a critical strike?
Not as successes, but you can use it as a flourish to be really, really impressive as you do it.
I'm sure you would do that. Might
Yeah.
not mean anything, but
But I also I know that there are 11 competitions, and do I really
Yeah.
want 4 out of 6 composure taken out in one roll? That's where my brain is at the math stage right now, where I have 6 composure, and do I really want 4 strife right now when I don't even know how to take it away?
true.
I don't have a big whopping 10 in my composure. I don't do well under pressure.
Yes, you want to ride in the wagon. You know?
At the end
Yeah.
of the scene, basically in the tournament, you'll lose half your strife, and you lose all of it by meditating or sleeping for
Oh, that's how you recover it.
Sure, sure.
So we'll lose half of it after 11 rolls.
Right. After the tournament, after the day's tournament, we'll do half of the events today, and
Okay.
the other half
Okay.
tomorrow.
So we
So-
regain our stripe for tomorrow.
Right.
Okay.
So I am going to not use either opportunity, but I am going to take 3 successes, so I
Okay.
over succeed by 1.
Okay.
So I, as soon as the gong sounds, I tackle the unicorn by the knees, flip her on her back, and push her out the ring.
And she was not expecting
She
this at all.
was ready to size me up. She was ready to think about the fight and circle around. But I know that my strength is not in a fair fight, but in a quick one.
She was expecting you to be a thinker. You're a phoenix. She was going to think and plan this out. I have advantage here, and
Yeah,
you totally
definitely
took it by surprise.
100% not. That's not how the Master of Fire does it.
No, definitely not. All right, Mike.
And so, how many points does that mean I got? Right? I got
You
one
have
for
one for
winning,
victory. Yes.
but I don't get an extra one for exceeding. I gotta wait and see who the highest one is.
Right.
So for sure, I have one contest point.
Yes.
Okay. So, Masako will step into the ring and make sure that right after the initial gong rings, she's actually going to take a kind of half step back and just put herself in more of a leveraged position where whoever comes at her, she can manipulate and work and use their own weight against them.
Okay. And your opponent is Kakita Riku.
All right.
And that sounds like an earth approach to me. That's what sounds like what you're using.
Yes, it is.
Excellent.
So,
All right.
can you hand me 3 blacks and 1 white? And I am in a bad position here, but
Yeah. Chris, do you have dice as well
Yes, I do.
to bring out? If we want to do kind of that half the table, this half.
Yeah.
all right. So, what am I looking at there? I can't
You've
see.
got the circles are successes, the flower is an opportunity, and the flame is strife. So you have 2 successes, 1 strife, and 1 opportunity.
I can't see the other die.
It's blank.
Okay.
It was blank. And you can keep up to 3 of them.
All right. So, I'm gonna use my indomitable will,
Okay.
which allows me to re-roll up to 2 dice of my choice when your advantage helps you on any check. So I'm thinking here is more of a, it's kind of the back and forth of what's going on in this particular bout. So
You want the blank, I'm assuming.
I want the blank and the opportunity.
Okay, I'll set these to the side for you. You get an opportunity with strife and another straight success. And so out of those 4, you get to keep 3.
Okay. So I have an opportunity. All right, I'm trying to figure out my symbols here, so bear with me here.
Yeah.
So I've got a success and a strife on this 1 black die, right?
Correct.
Right.
Okay, so the Way of the Lion, my school ability, lets me take that strife and turn that into a success.
Okay, does it turn it into or count as success on top of?
You may remove 1 strife and add 1 bonus success to your check.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Wow.
So I'm only going to keep these 3.
Okay.
So I do not have the strife, and I end up with 4 successes.
4 successes. Okay.
All right, so I didn't get 2 points.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely dominate this crane. Crane are not necessarily very powerful physically, so
Well, they are
may
they
not
are
be great,
cowards.
so
I mean, so. Would you like to read my folio, sir?
You might be able to guess my who I'm prejudiced against already if you've been listening to me this podcast.
Could it possibly be the lion?
It's Mantis.
Yeah, he gains the points.
Cool. So I get to keep your points, right?
I'm totally messing with you.
No, I know.
Okay.
You would think it would be a
Knuckles.
lion.
You are facing off against Yasuki Jun. Your other favorite clan is a crane, the crab.
Mm-hmm.
And he's short, little, kind of overweight, a little balding.
Yes, also
Should be easy
Yasuki.
pickings.
But that's going to be the perception of me as well. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to have a slightly off stance, purposefully look kind of inept, give him an opening, and then when he comes to that, try to use his momentum against him. By purposefully giving him an opening, knowing he's going to hopefully come that way.
Okay.
I have a quick query.
Yes.
Were we using the conflict stances in these?
Free approach, yes.
So in that case, then I used fire, and my strife results count as bonus successes. So I have 6 successes on
Successes,
my roll.
okay.
Okay. I was not even thinking about that at all during my check, but then I looked down at my sheet and I'm like, shoot, I was in a fire stance. And I rolled a bunch of strife.
Yeah, you did.
The
Definitely.
one time you won strife.
The one time
Yes,
I won
the
a
one
bunch of
strife.
strife. Yeah, no,
One
that was
strife,
great.
yeah.
So, and then Mike, you used earth, so your enemy couldn't have used opportunities to hurt you. But you got to use 3 dice. So
So you have how many successes? 6?
I have 6.
6.
So I'm doing much better than I thought, and I
yes,
should have
much
kept
better.
the other.
So what are
one.
you thinking for me?
That sounds like a water approach to me.
What or not cunning, precision? Okay, I'll go with water too. Won't argue too much. Trying for there.
Because it sounds like going for more flexibility, and that's more water than air.
Fair enough. I was going for cunning. You're
Okay.
setting up a trap, if you will.
Okay.
It's like, okay, here's an opening, and haha, hit you.
Okay.
But whichever you say.
I can see air for that. Sure.
Okay. And I roll. And I have a 1 strife.
You have
a
a one of everything.
One of everything. Yes. I have the circle
right.
for success, the triple yin yang for extra success, the chrysanthemum for opportunity, and a fire for strife. Because I don't like calling them tadpoles. Now the what happens with
They
the
look like
explosive
something
success?
else too.
You get to roll another of the same die.
Okay.
And
Which
another
is
Another
a
success.
success.
All right.
So that's 3 successes.
Okay. Excellent.
And a strive if you keep that one.
Yes, I'm going to.
Yeah, it's one of your successes. So.
It's 1 strife.
Yeah. For sure. How much was it composure do you have? You have 6 as well?
I have the same as you, yes. The masters of composure are the dedicated combat monkeys over here.
I see.
As
Okay.
it should be.
And I like how
That's the way it works.
I like how these give you an example of your personal character. This is how you would react if you break down.
Yes.
Mine is very exactly what you would stereotypically think of mine.
You wet
Yeah.
yourself and cry in the fetal position?
You're half right. I do cry.
It's ugly crying, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes,
Basically ugly
unseemly
cries.
crying. which I love the image of if I win with composure loss, I'd just be sitting there going, "You like me? You really like me?"
Now you mentioned that if we take the approach that is recommended, that we get
The one the
bonus,
judge prefers. Yes.
Right, we get-
and you succeed, you get an extra point.
an extra point.
Oh.
Okay.
If we were
Yeah, so
smart,
you
we'd
have
ask
2
who
right
the
now.
judges are, so we can.
Well, he
he
said,
said-
like, this is what they're looking
Right,
for.
grounded stance. Yeah.
I give you the description
He gave
of
us
what
the
the judge
hint.
says to you,
Oh, right.
and if it does list who the judges are, if you want to know their names, I can definitely tell you that too.
But that means absolutely nothing to me.
Or any of us.
I actually would like to know who the judges are on this.
Okay. The judge for this one is Hidegoro Haru.
Ah, yep, that makes sense.
Of course it does. I thought so too.
He's crap.
Who else?
He's a crab.
Yeah.
Crab.
Oh.
Come on,
Giant
Rick, even I know that.
muscle.
Oh, that's all right.
Blah, 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 blah. Oh, well, he would be good for choice for this.
Yes,
Yeah.
He would make a great judge.
Mongo from Blazing Saddles. They're all Mongo.
Mungo.
Oh,
Mungo
God.
like.
All right.
Moving right along.
Yes.
And I have a question because
Yes.
I have a school ability. It says when making a martial arts unarmed check, you may add 1 rolled black ring die showing 1 opportunity result. This doesn't increase the number of dice you can keep.
So basically, when you make your roll, you can for free just say,
One's an opportunity.
no, you can add an
You get
extra,
an extra
one.
opportunity
That's
die in
there
there.
too.
Okay, that's
Always
kind of what
when
I
you're
thought
making-
it did.
When you're making an unarmed check, you can always say, that's also a
Of
part
course,
of my
it
roll.
doesn't matter in this particular case because
But you would
opportunities
look
don't mean
darn good doing it.
I see. Okay, so
Or you can learn something about your opponents with an opportunity as well.
learn something about
Yes.
this again. Okay,
I wanted to use my 1 opportunity to look good doing it.
so
Understandable. Yes.
so I use the earth, I get an extra point. Whereas if I use fire, I get extra successes. And if I get the most successes, then I earn 3 points.
Yes. Right? Is it you earn 3 points or you get an extra point if you...
You get 1
Get
point
the
for
most.
succeeding.
Yeah.
If you succeed using the judge prefers, you get two points. If you get enough bonus successes to overcome the front runner, you get another point there too.
Okay.
Okay, so it's just plus 1 point if you're the best.
Right. Yeah. So if you overcome the front runner by using an approach different than the judge prefers, you get 2 points. If you use the approach they prefer, you get 3 points.
Got you. Okay, and this would be unarmed combat.
Unarmed combat, yep.
Yep. And how
You're
do you,
facing
do
Kitsu
it?
Tsubasa.
I plant my feet, And I wait for him to strike.
Come at me, bro.
Glad I wasn't fighting you. Ooh, good roll.
So that's 3 success.
And you
And
get to keep 3 of those.
So yeah, I'll keep the 3 and take the 1 strife, and I'll just put another opportunity out there just so that.
Honestly, you don't even need to take the strife, and this is just me again mathing the game. If you just kept those 2 successes, you still get 2 points because you got the target number and you used Earth.
That's true.
And
I'm
you-
not-
and
I
with
can't
this
get
roll,
more
you
successes
can't get
than you
6,
do.
right.
Correct. Okay.
So it would be smarter for you to just not take the strife right now.
Agreed.
And
So I get 2 points.
Go ahead and get your 2
You get
points.
2 points.
Your clan skill. How often do you use that once per scene?
What is it?
Your clan skill. You can use that once per scene.
Your school ability. It just
It's
says
just
when making a
an
martial
unarmed
arts.
martial arts.
And so
Yeah.
you have and you also have 2 advantage to look good doing it, or however you want, or learning about your opponent.
When he comes at me, I flip him on his back and make him look like a crab. On his back.
Do you like this, Mr. Hide?
My friend here asked me to do
Are you
that.
feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
He waves a dollar bill in front of him. You want this? You want this? Gotta be a little quicker.
Do you want to know how to make this secret hamburger patty, Mr.
All right,
Krabs?
so next contest.
What's funny is that actually would have worked against the Yusuke I was fighting.
Nice.
Okay. And with 6 successes, Asawa is the front runner in this.
Who'd have thought
So
the
you get-
wrestling
you get an extra
champion
point.
would be the small Phoenix girl?
Well, the funny
The
thing is
scholar.
it's the approach. It's what saved your butt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would have 3 points right now if I just did Earth, but I wouldn't have got 6 successes.
Right, but the thing is if you do, if you're doing fire every single check, then, basically it's
the high risk, high reward.
yeah. pretty
Yeah.
much.
However, there's a high chance because I only have 6 composure that I'm going to withdraw into myself, which will make it a lot harder to do a lot of different things.
You have to keep when you keep the strife.
Yeah.
Even though you get the successes, you still keep the
Yep,
strife.
you may count your strife results in a check as bonus successes.
Got you.
So they're still strife. They're just also successes.
Mine's the only one that drops that I know of that drops that one.
That changes it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, and that would make it even harder for you to do anything further fire if you're just kind of.
Mhm. Exactly. If I'm withdrawn and contemplative, then I'm not going to be very fiery.
If I lose my composure, I get inappropriate laughter and I ridicule people.
So you
So in other words, the gun went off and Percy went sprinting down on a marathon, the first mile, gets to the end of the first mile and goes,
So if you lose your composure, you get to be yourself finally.
That is not myself. That's anything but myself. Inappropriate laughter, maybe. But
Nuckles. And if you lose your composure, do you get to be yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, what's
Puddles.
next?
All right, the next contest is Heraldry. You're shepherded one at a time to a small gallery in the dojo for the Heraldry competition. You'll be shown 5 pieces of heraldry, increasing difficulty, a great clan, a family within a great clan, a minor clan, an individual of great status, and then a relatively minor samurai. You best identify them. Partial answers are partial credit. You must be able to identify 4 outright, or give partial answers for all 5 rated proficient. This is a target number is 2 for culture. Consider, the judge says. The design of each heraldic emblem contains clues to the origins that could be unlocked with careful study. And the judge for this one is Doji Murashige.
Well, if no one's going to jump in, I'll go first.
Sure.
And again, it's using my artistic eye. I go forth and I do follow her example. I study in close detail, looking at the brushstrokes, looking at the hidden details, trying to bring forth the mon and the information to me. I'm educated. I'm diplomat. I'm hoping that I can be able to put this to the test.
So fire? No, air. You want air. Yeah.
So if I say exactly what he said, I get to do fire.
How Absolutely.
Because I'm trying to think of how to do fire with this.
You're going to be falling into
So,
yourself pretty quick.
The descriptor here was what to give us the clue of what where to
Careful
go.
what you said.
The design of each heraldic emblem contains clues to the origins that will be unlocked with careful study.
The key word
Careful
there is
study.
That would be
precision.
thorough.
I bet you.
Careful. Would
Now,
be
can you
thorough.
describe these things, or do we have to make them? Can I guess?
That would be a fire thing. It's like, this looks like this. Go with your instincts.
There we go. All right, that's what I'll do. And is it target number 5? Is that what we're going for?
2.
Two.
Only need to need 2 successes.
Yeah, see, the challenge there is that you
Oh,
got thorough.
that's horrible.
That is not good.
No.
And this was your
Ooh,
specialty.
die. Not my specialty, but what I'm supposed to be good at.
That's what I'm saying. Ouch.
And the judge is a crane too.
There's nothing I have no skills to make rerolls. I fail.
If it helps you any, I'm also gonna fail.
Well, you don't know that. I
So you being
I'm
a crane
probably
from his
gonna
family, he gave you a higher standard mentally
Mm-hmm.
than everybody else, and you just didn't quite hit his heightened expectations.
Oh yeah, I was given a minor clanman of the Tanuki, a clan who hasn't existed in 400 years. And it's like, I didn't. Oh, you should be able to identify this. You're crane.
All right, cool. I'll go next. I'm going to really take to heart what they said about trying to piece together the details of each bit of each mon, and I'm shooting for a water ring.
Okay.
Okay, I've got an opportunity, an explosive success
With strife,
and
and
a
a success
regular
with
success with strife. So let's roll that explosive success, see if I can get
Okay.
just a success. And I got a nothing. And
The only way to
this has nothing to do with the spirit world, does it?
Well, it depends on what you're drinking.
All right, cool.
Sake.
So does meditating take a check?
And time.
Okay. There's nothing I can do immediately to lower strife.
Not right now, no.
Okay, well, I for sure take the 2 strife so I can pass the test.
Okay.
Okay.
And that means, right, they were asking for water as the stance.
Maybe.
Do I get the extra point or not?
No.
Oh, come on.
I'm thoroughly gonna go over each of the heralds and study them thoroughly.
That sounds earthy.
Oh, dang! Does it?
Now, for argument's sake,
Yes.
I have the same amount of rings in air and water.
Too late, sir. Too late. You don't get to retcon this one into 6 successes.
All right.
Yes, I'm butthurt.
I'm only winning in everything I shouldn't. Can't I do better?
No, none of these are religious, are they? That I can,
No.
All
You
right.
got it.
I see an
did.
explosion.
And I get
Explosive.
to roll.
That's a success, okay.
Yep. So I guess I'll take the 1 strife, and I get 2 successes.
Excellent.
So I'm going to ask the question just because I know that this is an adventure module, but outside of the approach is, and this is let's say out of character here, right?
Okay,
Outside
sure.
of the approach, I know that we're looking for a culture role,
Yes.
right? But we also have the government role that exists right below it to know how the empire operates. Wouldn't that also kind of quasi apply into that scenario, because you would have to know how those clans all operated? Or is it assuming that that the government is only current government state?
It only consumes the current government, really.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like Bran in Game of Thrones learning the sigils and the nods of each of the houses. It doesn't necessarily know how the houses operate, what they do. It just, this is what their symbol looks like. This is what their motto is.
Fair enough. That's why I wanted to check.
Okay.
All right. So I am going to take a kind of a step back and wait for a second. Kind of look at the sigils and everything that's sitting in front of me, and and kind of compare them to what I might have known in the past. So I'm trying to be very perceptive with what I've seen. And also, if I've seen maybe some of my competitors here having some of those sigils out there and seen some replies.
Well, you're taking it one at a time, so you can just see their performances, their character performances. But yeah, that sounds like an air approach you're going for.
Water, actually.
Water? Okay, sure.
That's the perceptive of the water.
Okay.
Because my air is terrible in more way than one.
That's why I didn't use earth on the last one.
Well,
I
you,
see
that's
successes.
two. You wanna
but you can
explode
roll
it?
another one, see if you can get rid of your strife.
Blow it up. Hey,
Nope.
that's 3 successes though, so you don't need all 3.
But if I do all 3, then I win the contest.
Oh, is that right? Or is this the same thing as the last one? The best guy gets more points.
You need so many bonus successes to overcome the front runner, and then you become the new front runner.
Gotcha.
Right, but the highest front runner at this point was what? 2?
2.
You need 2
Out
to
of us.
succeed.
He's
Out
also
of
got
us,
a
yeah.
list of numbers, I'm sure, of the other
You do have a
contestants.
list of numbers?
Well, I know who the front runner is and how many bonus successes you need to beat them.
Okay. But it's in your
Okay.
hand, not
Oh, so
us.
it's not just us. It's including what's in the background.
Yeah.
If they're also doing this contest
Including
there
the
too,
Yasuki and the
Yeah,
unicorn
and
and all
NPCs.
those other guys.
Contestants,
Yeah.
yeah.
We could get
Okay.
to the end
It's
of
not
this whole
just
module.
outrunning us to get not
Yeah.
eaten by the bear.
All right, then I'm just going to take the 2 and one strife.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we could get to the end of this whole module and none of us are the Topaz
You
champion.
need to actually succeed to get the bonus point, right?
Yes.
Oh, damn. You failed, but bonus point for style.
And what was the stance
you
we
looked good.
were looking
He was
for?
looking for air.
He liked air.
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 Okay.
He tricked
Yeah.
us.
Okay.
Air would have been bad for me.
It would have been the same for me.
Oh yeah.
I was sure he was looking for precision and detail.
All my dice were blank.
Oh no.
Yeah, they were.
Well, the next
Also-
is athletics. You're taken back outside where obstacle course has been erected in the forest out there. You expect to run 2x2 through the course. It's a winding path through the forest, beginning and ending near the gardens. The obstacles include a log laid across a running stream, a pit of mud with hanging ropes to swing across, and a tall but uneven wall to climb. This is a TN2 fitness check. And the judge for this is Kikita Naomori. And he says, the best way to overcome the obstacles of your fate is by being flexible enough to adapt to them.
Again, I'll press my luck and volunteer to go first, just so you
Okay.
can see what not to do.
Okay.
And again, my technique was going to be exactly what he said. Take each obstacle that I'm facing at face value, depending on what I'm going to be fighting, depends on how I'm going to be adjusting to it. Not just having one overarching plan, just adapt to the road as I go through it.
That sounds like water.
Okay. Let's not get blank. One success and a so I fail again.
Somebody is not going to become a samurai.
Somebody's having struggle with this.
Don't worry, when we get to
Okay.
the social checks, he'll be fine.
So, how would you like to use the
Well,
opportunity
we already
to,
did one of his social
to at
checks,
least not
and it
embarrass
didn't
yourself
work
when,
out
by
that
not
way.
succeeding, or do you want to learn something about your opponents?
What can I learn about the mantis?
The mantis, he almost carries himself like a crane does. He's very tall and kind of graceful.
This is the guy that's rooming with me.
Yes.
So, are we all like doing this at the same time, or is this obstacle course also one at a time?
You're going 2x2.
Okay.
I'll go next. And,
Alrighty.
I'll basically want to take a look, and I want to try and exert the same amount of energy so that I can successfully go with each obstacle. So I want to make sure that I'm going for a very balanced approach over each and every single obstacle, not trying to spend all of my energy right out the gate in order to be able to run a mile.
So you wanted to be balanced and flexible, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So it sounds like water again?
Sounds fairly steady and thorough to me. But
Very grounded, I think. You know, yeah.
it's a grounded approach.
Yes, it is. It is.
So you're going for water or air?
Water.
Water? Okay.
You got 2 opportunities
Bupkis.
with strife,
Yeah. So you can roll.
and you
re-roll
do have
two
to
of
keep
those.
one die. Well, can you reroll?
It's not a combat check.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So
No, well, he can add 2 of these, though, right? Because he got 2 explosions.
No, those
Oh,
are
those are
opportunities.
opportunities. Oh, that's
those
right.
are opportunities. I
Yeah.
actually failed this.
So I would keep the blank die so you
I'm
don't
gonna-
take any strife.
Yeah, I'm going to keep the 2 blanks. That's it.
Welcome to the loser's couch.
And how does that look as you go through the course?
It looks like I tripped.
Okay, as I step up to the
Okay.
course, I'm going to scan it and look ahead, through all of the obstacles and try to pick up, advantages that I can, see, up ahead at the distance to, pre-plan my route and try to be flexible as I, go through. Okay,
It
so
counts like
does-
aiming for water as well.
yes. So do my visual? Do I, my perception? Do I get, am I able to spot clues and things like that might help me? There's a reason I'm asking.
It gives you a benefit for doing so.
It
yeah.
does, yes. I have keen sight. You can spot details of objects at a much greater distance than others can, and can pick up on small visual details that others might overlook. And it gives me advantages.
I would say yes. This is an obstacle course. You're trying to move around things, get over things as efficiently as possible. So yeah, I think that would benefit you. Yeah.
You see that route that he missed.
Yeah.
I was too busy looking at the next obstacle and tripped over the first one.
All right. Okay.
You look good failing.
I know, but I get to re-roll 2 dice of your choice when your advantage helps you on any check.
Okay.
So, I guess I'll re-roll that. And does it matter?
I mean, the
Which
white
are the
die
better
has
dice?
better dice, has better facings.
And I still failed with all
no.
of that.
Oh no!
And Knuckles, what did you say? Welcome to the loser's couch.
Yeah, no kidding. I rolled, 6 dice.
Obstacle course is grueling.
Just don't
All
trip,
right.
Percy.
I also take a flexible approach. I don't want to be as. I don't need the
Just
words.
succumbing to peer pressure, going with the water. Sounds like.
That's right. It's okay, guys. I have less dice than you.
And you'll probably succeed.
Nope.
Nope. So we all fail?
It looks that
And
way.
wait a minute, do I see some strife?
Strife.
Oh,
But he doesn't-
I'm not going to keep that die. If I'm failing the check, I'm not
Okay.
keeping that one.
Okay.
For sure. Unless it resets my counter. Does it reset my counter if I go into convulsions?
If you unmask, yes, it does reset your.
Great. This is a great time for me to reset
You walk
the
up to-
counter.
but you-
I take the strife.
You walk up to the rope pit and go, nope.
I am devastated by the fact that I lost. And so I guess for how long do I sit in withdrawn contemplation?
just suddenly stalk off and squat around and sulk.
Great. I look real bad to the people around me. They don't respect what I did, but I did it.
It wasn't the response that I expected from a potential samurai. So you don't take any, I guess, a serious social hit from this, but it is.
Yeah,
kind
well,
of,
that's part of why I failed.
Yeah.
And sadly, with your
Okay.
first roll, you're still probably winning.
No, I think we're tied.
We're tied.
Okay.
Can't believe I failed. 6 dice. I couldn't get
That
2
many dice.
successes. That's
What do you mean,
pitiful.
we, Kimosabi?
How it goes.
I'm not a loser
All
about
right.
that.
And so this is the fourth.
Yep. The next one is horseback riding. Adjacent to the obstacle course is the horseback thing. It's a long series of ropes and flags have been erected across the field. For horseback riding, you must mount one of the provided horses at one end, ride it at the other, collect flag, bring it back. Take the spear, collect rings on it from where they're pulling to various ports along the course there. You'll be adjusting both your speed and your grace. This is a target 1 survival check. The judge for this is Utako Uichi, who grins at you and says, "To tame a steed, you must be as fierce and bold as the horse. Good luck."
So what check is it?
This is a survival check.
Survival?
Yes.
Okay, I'm on it.
Okay.
Fierce and bold as the horse, you say.
Exactly.
All right, well, I'm back out of my funk, apparently. And so I do exactly that. I approach the horse as if there is no fear, and I move as quickly and as purposefully toward it as I can and attempt to mount it and lead it to the flag.
That sounds fiery to me.
It's
Go for it.
definitely fiery. We got 1 success with strife, explosive success with strife, and opportunity, and absolutely nothing. So 2 successes.
Okay.
And do the conflict stances count for this?
Yes.
Cool. So
Yep.
4 successes total.
Excellent. Okay.
And I look good doing it.
You do.
You get more strife. You're just stressed out right now. You know.
Strife machine.
I'm okay with leaving every part of this this competition sullen if I'm getting the points, bro.
He succeeds by doing 2/3 of the competition, doing awesome at those 2, and the third one he just huddled in the corner, going, "What am I doing? What am I doing?"
Okay.
I believe it's more of a crap.
Again, since I'm riding, I'm going to be looking in the distance, looking for potholes, looking for things that I can maneuver the horse around to give myself an advantage, and I'm going to be doing it quickly.
Okay.
And he misses the flag.
All right.
That sounds like water, kind of?
I'm
what you're going for?
thinking fire. I'm being very
Fire.
aggressive.
Being aggressive?
with
Okay.
it, But I am.
It didn't kind of sound like an aggressive description. That's why I kind of went
I
with
see.
water there.
Yeah, you were trying to be more perceptive. You're literally, I'm perceiving everything.
Yeah.
Which is the direct description of water.
Which
Which is literally the word for water.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
So, you,
in order to be if I was going to use my keen sight, I would have to use perception to do that. Or can I be aggressive
Well, I think-
and still be looking?
I
in
think
the
there's
distance?
nothing in the distance that you need to look at.
I'm riding a horse. I'm
Sure.
trying to
And you're trying to hit
maneuver
rings
around.
with a spear. You need kind
That's
of
true.
vision to see that. But I'm not sure your ability depends on the stance necessarily. You're doing something that involves vision. You just have being aggressive as you do it.
Okay,
but you
so
still
I would-
use your visual cues for it.
Okay,
Unless it
so-
specifically says when doing this stance.
No, it
Well, it
doesn't.
says things
So,
in the distance.
It's
though.
just anything. It says anything you can spot details at a much greater distance than others can, and can pick up small visual details that others might overlook.
In that case, for this, for description of fire, you go out there and you don't wait until you have a
Right.
good shot. You're getting it as soon as you pick up that spear. Bam! You're making that long distance shot. You're taking the risk. You're taking the gamble. That's what you describe with fire. Big, showy, go home.
Right.
I mean, if you're like balance, perception, trying to balance, that's definitely going to be.
But I'd still, my keen sight would give me advantages on this because I can see things farther away.
Yeah, especially if you say, as soon as I get that spear, I'm throwing it as far away as
That's what
possible. I'm able to see that thing farther away than the other people.
All right.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, sounds good.
Okay, and I got an explosive, and I get to re-roll 2 die. I get to re-roll 2 die, but I have an excess. Oh, and those count as fire, so let's put that in there. So I can re-roll these 2 die.
Okay.
All right.
I see another explosion.
I see another explosion.
That's on the white die. Gotta roll another white die.
Oh, gotta roll another white die. Okay.
With the skill die
All
this
right.
time.
So now I only get to keep 3, though. Correct? Or
The dice rolled for explosions are bonus die. You keep those as well.
oh, okay. So, and let's see. And so I would have theoretically 8 successes. No, that's well.
That's
I
an
would have
opportunity.
yeah, but I could keep that and get 7 successes.
No, you would get
'Cause,
1,
well,
2,
I used
3,
fire.
4,
The fire
5,
makes the
6,
strife successes.
and then the bonus. So you could get 7.
7
Yes.
successes.
Yes.
So we'll do that. I haven't taken any strife yet.
Oh.
Well, I've taken 1
Alrighty.
strife, so we'll take
Okay,
7
what-
successes.
Excellent.
And I say that would look really impressive. You just dive.
It
just
would be.
jumping on and then like hitting that target farther than anyone else.
Obviously,
Rick.
that does not concern me.
Now, Rick, keep in mind that every one of those strife still counts as strife. It's not just one.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So that's 4 strife.
Only 3 because you only keep 3, right?
Nope.
So-
No, if I keep that other
He's
one.
kept every dice, so that's
So-
because of his bonus dice rolls. His
And how many
explosions.
more contests do we have today?
Let's see.
I think 2.
Just one more.
Just 1 more?
One more for this, yeah.
Okay. So I'll take the 4 strife.
Okay. Because unless I'm reading the rules wrong, the dice you roll for the explosion are like bonus dice.
Yeah,
you don't
they are.
have to keep them, but they don't count against your
Well,
Right.
And one of them
max
was
free rings.
blank anyway. So.
All right, so since I have
Okay.
absolutely no opportunity to make this work under fire, I am going to go slow and steady and make sure I hit my targets.
That sounds like Earth.
That is correct.
Okay.
You got an explosion, and a strive, but you were successful. If you can re-roll, or you get to add another die.
You can just
Toss
keep the
another
one
die.
success because it's a TN1 thing, right?
Right. I can't beat you, so it's just a T1. So I'm just going to keep the one success die.
Okay.
Okay.
Is just target number 1 on this?
Yes.
Okay. Well.
So do we know if? Oh, it's your turn now. Sorry.
Yes, I have not. I have not failed yet.
Yes.
And you just kept the one, right?
I just kept the one. Just the one.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do basic. I'm gonna run up to the horse, jump on, go directly from point A to point B. Point B. Just not even really. I'm not very good at this, so I'm just gonna get it done as quickly as possible.
That sounds like fire.
Okay.
Hey, look at that.
Hey, 3 successes.
With
Excellent.
Yeah, if you,
bonus
if you
of
keep
4.
the strife, yeah.
Yeah, I will.
He doesn't have any choice. Oh no, he does have choice.
Yeah, you can just
do.
keep the one
Yeah, you
if
can
you
just
want
keep
to.
the 1 and take no strive.
No, I'm taking it.
You can take it because you
Well,
don't. You can't. It doesn't
I can't,
benefit.
You
you.
can't beat my 4.
I can't beat your 4.
Can't beat my 7.
Yeah, I'll just keep the 1 and have 2 points. And,
Oh, you made 7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, do we know how much the leaders get? Do you tell us that now if we beat one of the leaders? Because we'll need to know for our points. Are you keeping track? Of
I'm
all
keeping
that?
track of how many
Okay.
points everybody has, yeah.
Okay.
it's not me.
Okay. And fire was the
Fire was one of
stance.
this one, yeah.
So I would get 2 points, but possibly a third point.
You get
depending.
3 points.
I get 3 points. Ooh.
Yes. Even the unicorn think you might be part unicorn there. Like, where did he come from? What is this?
He is one with the horse.
All right.
And the
So I have achieved samurai
He's a
status.
centaur.
I believe
Are
the
you at
correct
8
joke
already?
is the correct
I
joke
think
is
you have 7.
we don't know where Rick ends and the horse begins.
Which end of the horse?
The south.
Yes, I was
south end.
figuring. Yes, I was figuring you were going there.
Then it's a northbound horse, so we'll just go there.
And we need 6 to be samurai.
8.
8.
But some people at the table are already samurai, and some people are hoping for a better tomorrow.
But there is one more contest, so you all could be samurai by the end of the first day.
not all of us.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Some of you could be. The next one is conduct. The conduct trial is held in the same gallery as the heraldry contest. There's a panel of 3 judges. Each judge will ask you a question of etiquette, courtesy, or ceremony, with the possible follow-up questions if they find your answer inadequate. You're graded on their conduct during the contest. They range from really, really simple, who receives the last cup at a tea ceremony, to excruciatingly specific. The Topaz Champion meets an emerald magistrate at a bridge with only enough room for one samurai to cross, who must bow and defer to the other. You can use either culture or courtesy for this, and the target number is 2. The judges are Shoshura Tamoi of the Scorpion, Doji Mirshugi of the Crane, Akoma Ikehata of the Lion. And one of the judges studies you and says, I hope you recall the lessons of your parents when comporting yourself as a samurai should.
Okay.
So who wants to go first
Well,
with this?
I'll go first.
Okay.
and I will go up to them and I will talk to them, explain the etiquettes very thoroughly, and every detail, trying not to miss anything, just being very thorough.
That sounds like Earth.
Okay.
Are you using culture or courtesy, just out of curiosity?
Doesn't matter. And it
Social
doesn't
graces
matter
of the-
there either.
Done.
Okay, just...
Now, if I'm looking at him from very far away,
But
looks like I'm not making samurai today, folks.
He's in a very composed and mature fashion. He sits there, listens, nods his head, turns around, walks away without answering. Very mystical.
I am going
So
to...
you don't speak, but you don't embarrass yourself either, so it's... They kind of
I did it
expect
with
this...
style.
They kind of expect this from a dragon,
If I
really. So
may?
like, well, okay. Yeah, sorry.
I'm going to ask. They have several questions. I'm going to ask very direct and cutting questions. I need to know
You're questioning the judges.
about the situations. In order
Okay.
to properly answer some of these situations, I'm going to need to know the situation. In order to know who defers to who, I'm going to have to know exactly who they are, exactly what their standing is, exactly what their clan is. I'm going to exactly where they're coming, what they're doing. I'm going to have precise information in order to be able to deduce the exact answer, especially in the delicate manner of the social structure of Rokugan. Knowing exactly where people stand is important. I would like to use...
That kind of sounds like you're going for air.
Hmm?
That kind of sounds like you're going for air.
Yes.
Okay.
Air courtesy.
Alrighty.
Ooh, look at all those dice.
Looks
I
like
see
I have...
explosive success and a success.
You got explosive
Yep.
with strife and a regular success.
Well, I'm going to roll that again. For no good reason.
But you succeeded.
So I can keep my ring, which is 3. So I will go ahead and keep the 2 successes, 1 strife, and 1 opportunity to look good doing it.
Okay. They found your questions insightful. Okay.
So how many points does he get?
He gets 1 for succeeding.
Okay. Great. Remind me what they're looking for.
I know. I just figured I'll throw
No,
thorough
here's-
in there.
no,
and
here's
we'll
what I
see.
say. I think a lot about what my parents taught me. What's my approach?
The judge stares at you doubtfully and says, I hope you recall the lessons of your parents well when comporting yourself as a samurai should. So that's this.
Yeah, so
So-
I am going to think back on everything that my parents taught me about etiquette and culture, but more importantly, I think about my deceased mentor and the way that she conducted herself around superiors and things like that. And so I'm going to use both of those wells of knowledge to produce my answers.
Okay. That sounds like an earth approach.
I'm less going for something thorough and more the flexibility of having multiple
water?
avenues
Okay.
to think through.
Sure. So water sounds like you're going for.
Correct.
Water.
And
Okay.
I'm going to use...
You want to flip a light side point for that?
I'm going to use courtesy.
Courtesy?
will be
Okay.
the roll. 2 successes straight up.
Excellent.
That's it.
Okay, so
And is that just 1 point?
Just 1.
since I have no skill in any of this, I can either go for absolutely comical and run up, and since I'm not the most cultured individual, just fly off the handle and give them whatever answer I want, or and make it up actually, or
Do 2 quick bows and leave the room.
or so I'm since I'm not familiar with it, or I could go in and say I'm going to approach this from my training in Bushido, so more of my enlightenment side.
I'd suggest the second one, I'll bet you.
Yeah, so I would be using Void.
Void. Interesting choice. Okay.
Since nobody's done it yet. I mean,
That seems the
Yeah,
first
no,
time
go
anybody's
for
used
it.
the void ring. Yeah.
You got an opportunity with some stress.
Or nothing.
Or nothing.
Or nothing at all.
well, under the Void, any of your
You ignore
strife results
Nice.
is ignored, so
Okay.
it's nothing.
But you look good doing that.
Flashy.
Or you can find out a little information about your competition.
They don't really understand your answers, I guess. But
They look at you quizzically, but we had style.
yeah. They weren't necessarily wrong, or you didn't embarrass yourself.
I didn't
was okay.
answer them directly.
You answered like a politician. You said something. You're just not sure you did.
But not a very good.
I'm not sure I knew what something was.
All right,
You
cool.
said things.
And that was the last test
I
of the
used
day.
words.
Yeah, that was the last one for the day. After the conduct competition, Toshimoto gives another brief speech encouraging contestants to rest and relax this evening. There's a certain suggestive tone to his remarks that almost seems improper, and most of the contestants proceed directly to the nearest sake house to get thoroughly drunk in either celebration or misery.
Celebration. I've got 5 tests left. I'm fairly confident I'm going to be a samurai.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we go back to the thing. How much composure do I regain?
You regain half your composure back at the end of that scene.
Half my composure or half my
Half your strife. You get half your strife. It goes away.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I go back down to 1.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Now, do you round up or down?
I would brow down so you have less.
Okay.
That's not your composure.
Okay.
Oh, I've been putting it in the wrong spot. Boy, I've been taking a lot of damage.
He's thinking himself to death.
That's right.
Can we have a place for contest points? Can we know
Yes.
how much we've earned today?
I'm adding those up now.
Excellent. Can I take a bet on to who's last place?
Go for it.
I'm gonna say me.
Nope, it's some crab guy. We don't even know him.
That's right.
At least of us 4.
No.
You know, the PCs who matter.
Yes.
Well, most of this was social checks. I'm screwed.
I know. I failed.
about half of them were. Yeah.
I failed my best check. Well, so did you. You know. It's like
Most of them were social checks. Yeah, I should have been good at those.
So for the standings in the first day here, Doji and Akoto are tied at 4. So you guys are halfway there. That's not bad. Asawa has 6, and Takashi in the lead with 7.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So you don't remember choosing to visit the Poison Water Sake House, but here you are nonetheless, carried there by a loud and triumphant crowd of your fellow contestants. Most of the other contestants are drinking nearby, save only the minor clan contestant Hitoshi, who sits sullenly near one wall and refuses to engage in any merriment. He is in last place so far, out of everybody.
Is this the Mantis?
Yes.
Well, this is my roommate.
Yes.
I will go sit down
So
next to
he's
him.
having a rough day. He doesn't really seem to want company right now. He's kind of just...
Well, of course not. It's the test of a samurai.
I challenge however many people I can to whatever sucky drinking game there is.
You're gonna play cards or
How very un-Phoenix of you.
I just converse, make friends, mingle. The equivalent of exchanging business cards.
Well, your revelry is interrupted by the arrival of a group of poorly dressed ruffians with swords. Ronin, no doubt. These matchless samurai demand wine and rudely take their seats. They begin to lob insults at the contestants. Look at this motley assortment, one of them says. These must be the ugly children, the ones the clans marry away as soon as they can. You all take a strife. You've been insulted.
Ooh.
Another one goes, No. Look at their fine clothes. They're not carrying swords. These are merchants. Everybody takes another strife. At this point, they all kind of laugh, and they split themselves and mingle in with everybody else. You hear a few other comments about the room. I wasn't where the crowd were rooting ogres. Again, they all laugh. One then leans over to you, Akoto, and says, What you got there? You drinking anything stronger than milk?
I don't need to drink anything stronger than milk, for I am here to become a final samurai.
They all laugh.
It's better than being a ronin and having dishonor.
Says you. You are not even a samurai yet. You may never become one.
But that still
How do
puts
you
me
know?
higher than you as a ronin. You've lost your master. You failed in your service as a samurai.
We are free. We don't need to follow the orders of anyone.
Then you have
we
no
do
honor.
as we will.
Like a mongrel dog
We
in
are-
the streets.
Oh, look, a doji. You know why they picked the cranes for their emblem, right? Because of their enormous beaks.
Yes. You don't understand why the Ronin don't have a cran, don't you? Because no one considers it worth the time.
You both take strife, by the way. You've been insulted. So every insult gets you a strife.
How much strife do you have, Knuckles?
Out of character, I'm going to be crying soon.
You better. If I got enough strife, I could really jump in here. You know.
My mommy says I'm pretty.
Can I join the Ronin? In her insults, I would just like to see any character cry. But yours specifically says I get to.
Oh, we should watch out for this one, the Phoenix. He may have invisible friends to help him out.
Yeah. Look out for that guy. Did you hear him talk about you? And I look to and quote invisible friend. Do I dodge my strife for doing that?
You still take a strike. You're all insulted.
So everybody now.
No, never individually insulted except for you yet.
Okay.
Did you see the dragon?
The one with the tattoos? We thought he was a criminal.
Well,
There's
life
your strike.
normally does not.
I'm not
like-
insulted. Your taunts mean nothing.
Yeah, I tried that.
They're like
already.
the wind.
I tried that. It's like a sticks and stones situation. You're telling yourself that, but that's not
I'm,
reality.
I'm rubber, you're glue. So now everyone else in the tavern is also taking this. Is anybody taking enough offense to take physical action against these guys?
Well, you notice they have not insulted any of the Scorpion characters. They're being very careful not to say anything to the Scorpion.
So I'm going to take my sake and just dump it on one of their laps.
Alrighty.
The tavern.
Had a quick question. What would happen to us if we got into a fight right now?
Oh, you're going to get into a fight right now.
I kind of had a feeling that was going that way.
Says you.
Oh, I figured it was going there too. Why
Oh,
not
yeah.
why not just get behind the driver's seat and take it on the...
Instead of keep taking strife until we
Correct.
do.
Yeah, this does begin a brawl. And you get 2 points of glory for defending your honor.
All right, thank you. That was my glory. It's honor. Okay.
Yeah, but you lose an honor because you've started a fight.
Now,
So it's a
I
bit-
didn't start a fight.
You get 2 glory, but you lose an honor.
Okay.
And they'll kind of split off. Everybody is going to be a skirmish here now. The initiative is a target 1 tactics check.
Tactics.
Mm-hmm.
How does
Which
my
would be
so
under martial, right?
so this thing says focus helps us determine order of combat?
Yes.
Does that have anything to do with right now?
Now the stance we take, will that last the entire fight?
No, you determine that every round.
Every round? Okay.
For this, we're just going to use the tactics. Looks like the focus
Okay.
is what the other guys will use.
Okay, cool.
The ruffians.
Gotcha. So I am going to remain steady. I don't really care for a fight at this point. Like, insult me all you want. I don't know you. You don't know me. I'm just here to be the Topaz champion. No big deal.
Alrighty, so you're going with Earth.
Going with Earth,
Okay.
and I get 1 success.
Okay.
And I'm gonna basically, whoever I'm squaring off with, I'm gonna be very mindful of their hands, how they're positioning their body, what kind of style they're gonna be using. So I'm being more perceptive.
Okay. So water.
Correct.
Okay.
I can't see.
You got a bonus. You
You
can
have 2 successes and an explosion with
With
strife.
I'll go ahead and roll into the explosion.
Yeah, 'cause you have the strife to burn.
You got an opportunity with strife.
Okay, so I will get rid of. What do I have there? So I just have to keep 2 ultimately, right? Or I can keep whatever I want.
You
So
can
I'll
use
just
Vinny
keep.
as your ring.
I'll keep the 2 successes.
Okay.
One of those dice is yours. These others are Chris's.
Location,
Oh, he's got
location,
those Chris's.
location.
All the one black.
I wish to make sure I'm in the correct spot, standing in the place where I can have the best advantage. I'm only him to my back, so I can support him, and hopefully he can support me. That way I can ignore one side.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm trying for an air precision cunning
Okay,
approach.
that's what I was thinking too, Air. Okay.
Well, the black die are disappearing.
Rick's got him.
He's hoarding them.
Rolling
I
yet.
was about to, but then you jumped in. So, boy, strife.
2 with strife.
What happens if I get no successes on this?
You go last,
Then you go last.
which might not be a bad thing, you know.
Given my strife, I better wait. Now just go last.
No, please. Just please.
I am not going to start crying uncontrollably at the beginning of our first combat.
He pees himself, goes into the
what
fetal
you would
position,
do.
and starts crying.
That's what your character would do.
I am
You just
not,
want to get it on camera.
Gosh, I do.
yeah, because he'll act it out.
It'll happen. With my die rolls, it'll happen soon.
Sooner rather than later.
All right, you can do
okay.
some Tagashi here.
And I will. None of the insults bother me, but my comrades who I've been traveling with seem to be in the middle of a fight. So I will, I will step up and, ready myself for when the tide comes at me, and be the mountain in the midst of the storm.
That sounds Earth.
Okay.
It's much more earthy than my earth.
Yeah. Well, I see 2 explosive successes there. That's nice.
Yep, both with strife. Another
Did
explosion
it help you?
with
Oh,
strife.
nice.
And then an opportunity with strife.
Okay, so I'm gonna take strife.
So these 3 are all bonus dice.
Mhm.
So you have to pick at least one from those to keep.
Okay, so you keep the bonus dice?
No. The bonus dice are separate from your main roll.
Oh, got you.
They can't replace dice from your main roll. So
Okay.
you
Yeah.
couldn't keep only these and none of those.
I see. Okay, so I'm going to take strife no matter what, and that is
Opportunity.
Opportunity.
That's opportunity. And opportunity doesn't matter on an initiative check, right?
Not really, no.
Okay, so
At least not for our purposes here. When the card brings out, there may be options for it in there, but for this, no.
okay. Well, a little strife isn't going to hurt me because I'll just
Well,
start
strife
laughing.
never hurt anybody.
No,
Come on.
actually.
You'll start
So-
hurling insults right back.
Yeah, exactly. So, in order to take the initiative, I will go ahead and take the three successes.
Okay.
All right, and 3 strife.
I'm close, boys.
Okay.
Nowhere near it.
Oh, now we've already taken,
Okay.
but we've already taken. Well, I'm going to take strife anyway.
Yeah.
But we've already taken our rest, right, to remove the strife, or is that just meditation afterwards, and then we
We'd
get to
gotten
sleep
back.
tonight?
We'd lost half of
Yeah.
our strife.
Okay.
At the end of the competition, you lost half your strife, so you moved on to a new scene. So you lost
Okay.
half of it.
But then we'll still get to sleep tonight and regain some of our strife back.
After you sleep tonight, you'll lose all of your strife.
Okay, cool.
It's just what's going on right now.
Okay.
Okay. So they get to go first. They've kind of been waiting for this. They're ready. And they're going to be punchy.
Now, what I'm curious about once this fight starts is, did the Scorpion pay them off to make us look bad, or the Scorpion just protected because they didn't want to be messed with? That's what we're going to see soon.
I see.
Well, even as a Ronin, would you insult a scorpion?
That's what I'm going to see. It could go either way.
True. Alrighty. So they're all punching there.
They're punching quite well.
They do. They punch nice.
3 successes and a strife.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, can you
So-
see how well can you see the results from the computer over there instead of trying to see around all the
Well,
equipment?
I think you can see two of them.
I can, but
think
I'm not
this
going to
one's on the
constantly
other
turn
range
my
a bit.
head.
Fair
So-
enough.
Okay. So yeah, just those.
Although saying how this is a podcast as well, someone saying, and you have these on the dice makes sense anyways.
Right.
I'm just refreshing myself here. We can edit this out. We'll fix this in post.
We have a post? Wow.
Yes.
I think this
Post
is all-
production.
I scratch it regularly.
Okay. So what this is we're going to do half the damage will affect your endurance. This is the way this works. They don't really take wounds necessarily. It reduces your endurance.
Yeah, you take
on this.
fatigue.
Fatigue. As
So-
fatigue.
So now, does this everyone
So-
takes this damage, or there's one individual that they're
Yeah.
attacking?
This is just, I'm rolling all of them as in one die roll. It's just everything happens.
Okay.
So not instead of doing 7 dice rolls, there's 7 contestants in there, and these you're
Yeah.
scoring one at a time. This is just as far as the group goes.
It's a minion group.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. So we
So
all
everybody's
take,
going to take 1 fatigue. We'll round down.
Okay.
And you can spend opportunities. 2 opportunities. It delivers a critical strike.
Very well.
Who's next?
Okay. Next up is Togashi gets to go first.
Togashi. All right. Well, I will use unarmed now. It's got a martial, which is meditation, process and control emotions. What does that have to do in a martial context?
It made the
That's-
sense of centering your chi to give you a better focus. As I'm not sure they delve in this too much, but monks get to use a key, which is their internal spiritual energy, and meditation lets you focus that. Maybe why it's under martial.
Okay, but it's not something that I could use in this particular.
It's not an attack. No, you can't
Gotcha.
use it to attack anybody.
Okay. In that case, and I'm using my earth. Unarmed. All right. So let's see. That's 2 successes, and I get to add 1. And I'm gonna have to take the strife, which
Okay.
will put me.
Big old 10.
That's
At the
right.
10? All right.
How'd that feel, boy? Your crotch is wet, now your face is wet too. How about that?
He's a little unnerved as he kind of rubs his face there.
Come and pick a fight with all these people.
Just so you know, that's going to be really hard to edit later. You got real loud.
Cut the clip on both sides. Drop the volume of that.
You gotta edit that?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, that's big time peeking here. I'll pause.
Oh, because it's so loud, so
Yeah.
you couldn't leave it in there?
Yeah,
Like,
because
this
when you
is-
get
this is
real
your
loud,
laughter right here.
Got you.
When you
got
get real
got
loud
I need
and
to
you're
get-
right on the mic.
I need to get back. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, let me do that
Hang
again.
on. I gotta restart.
Hey, boys, how'd that feel? You got wet in your lap, and now you're wet in your face, too. Oh, man, you guys look so silly.
All
I
right.
just look
Alrighty.
confused at the monk, who all day has been, yes, peace, honor. We are all one in the glories of life. Except
He
for
wet
you,
his pants.
stupid.
Wet your pants, wet your pants.
All right, Dakoto.
All
What
right,
do you-
so I'm actually gonna shift my weight so that I'm very balanced and draw my wooden, my blunted wooden sword, and the one that Takashi just smacked. I'm gonna take and try and whack him upside the head with the training sword.
Okay.
So that would be a water with my martial arts melee.
Yes, it is melee when using the baka and the practice swords.
All right, so
You can do a critical hit.
I am going to be able to do a critical hit. So I
Okay.
see 2 successes and I see 3 opportunities.
Yep.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
no strife.
All right, so we'll just roll with that.
Okay.
So what is the target number to hit these guys?
You just need to roll successes.
Oh, okay,
It's
gotcha.
just
It's
damage.
target 1 for this. Yeah, I'm going to say 1.
Gotcha. Because we only deal extra damage equal to extra successes.
Right. The fist does 1 plus successes you roll. The power sword does 2 plus the successes you roll. And they wanted this fight, so it's not really difficult to deal with them.
Sure.
So basically, what I just dealt was 4 damage and a critical.
Yes.
Okay.
Does the battlefield look different?
Not terribly much. They're looking a little uncertain now, but they're still there. They're still in it.
All right.
Well, I haven't gotten to my point yet to scare them off.
Which brings us to you, Asawa.
That's me.
Peeing yourself and crying in the fetal position? Yeah, that'll scare them.
They don't want to get their swords peed on.
So my staff is sitting kind of on the table next to me, and I pick it up and go after the one that he just hit real hard with the training sword, and I'm going
Not the one that
to-
just hit you.
No.
Okay.
I want to take out one of these guys, and I saw that person just get hit real hard.
Okay.
So I kind of duck underneath and jab as hard as I can the end of the staff into his side to push him,
Okay.
and try to walk him to the wall with that amount of ferocious direct behavior. If it wasn't clear what I was trying to
That
get
kind of sounds like
across.
fire.
That sounds like ferocious and inventive at the very least. That's
Yeah, cool.
It's a
So that'll be
success.
2 with strife, which is going to be 4 because I'm using the fire stance. So winds up being 6 damage.
Okay.
But I'm very, very. I think hard about what I just did. Does this guy go unconscious?
Yeah, he goes down.
Okay, great.
Just
So
slumps.
so he slumps over, and I kind of sit next to him. So as my strife has come up to 6, so I'm unmasked once again. So I've shoved this guy away against a wall, jabbed my staff so hard into his side that he loses consciousness, and I slump next to him, drop the staff, and put my hands over my knees.
What have I done?
As
I'm
I
a terrible
think
priest.
about violence is not the way that I want to live. So why would I even do that?
You took him out and yourself out at the same time. How's that feel?
Appropriate.
he's not paying attention. Now is the time for me to cry.
That'll make me feel better.
All right, Doji.
So how long does that last in like an actual combat situation?
It may last until the end of the scene, we'll say, for this.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I'm basically out.
Yeah. Everybody you knock at this point is another one you don't have to worry about till the end of the scene.
Okay, and I'm going to continue
Yes.
doing what I was said I was doing. I'm pretty much following behind him and using myself to gain opportunities.
Okay.
Just try to move in, hit directly, and move back using him as a wall and supporting him.
Okay.
Air sound
For
like
air or
a
water?
great
Okay,
description?
sure.
Okay.
Ooh, look at that. 3
It's-
successes. Oh, no. That's
No,
one
just one
success.
success.
and
That is 1 success.
2
and
strife.
3
That's
strikes.
3. If I take
3
everything, that's
strife.
3 strife. And
Oh,
I would
I
give
feel a
me
tear coming
a
out.
crit and 3 if I took everything. No matter.
Are you hitting? I thought you were just dodging.
No, I'm
he's-
hitting.
he's
I said I'm
picking a
striking out
spot.
with
Gotcha.
precision attacks.
You're
I
just
don't wanna-
using the lion as a meat shield.
Yes.
Not a bad plan.
I am only going to take the 1 success with the 1 strife.
Okay.
If I don't break down.
Okay.
'Cause
So not using the opportunities then.
I'm not going to use the opportunities.
Okay.
Because I want adventure, but I don't want to be seen as a crybaby.
I just tend
Okay.
to drive myself directly toward the sun.
Well, thugs are at it again. The ones that are still standing.
You have opportunity, a success, and a threat.
Strife.
Strife.
That was now a musical interlude.
Mr.
You have failed, sir.
It makes me realize mine is still on.
Aren't you supposed to be the professional at the table at this?
We're usually done by 10 o'clock, and that was my alarm reminding me to put the trash out by the curb. Because I have not done so the last 2 weeks.
Oops.
That's something you may want to edit out.
I got it. I'm stopped on the recording right now.
Keeping it.
This is the story of Cynthia Stout, who would not take the garbage out.
I take it out on Wednesday morning. I just don't want to do that. All right, I'm restarting the recording. And where were we?
Right after your professionalism, we had one strife, one success, and one opportunity by the bad guys.
Indeed. So y'all gonna take one more endurance?
Even though I'm out of combat
Yes.
and far away from anybody?
Because you didn't attack the one that kind of attacked you, and after the one that was attacking him, and so he followed you.
Attack of opportunity.
Yep, exactly.
All right.
All right. So,
All right.
Togashi.
I spin around and kick one of them in the face. Feel my foot, boy.
We're using Earth for this one again?
Oh, using Earth, yes.
Okay.
And I get to put one more opportunity in there, so I can take this strife. Well, the strife doesn't really matter anyway, but so I have one success and a critical hit.
Okay. So you're going to do a critical hit, definitely?
Yes, I'm going to break his nose. You're going to remember this fight for a while, aren't you?
Oh, he hugs his face, a little blood runs down.
Red becomes you.
Okay, so the one that I'm
Is
trying
nobody else joining us in this fight?
Everybody's fighting their own.
Okay, gotcha.
What are the Scorpion doing?
You can spend an opportunity to find out.
I will.
Yeah.
the one that Aki kind of went past and came over after my target. As that one shifted around, I'm going to turn around and make sure that I use his forward momentum to basically attack him, to try and hit him with the training sword as well.
Okay.
So I'm still doing
That
Earth.
sounds like water? Or
No,
Earth?
it's actually
Earth?
it's Earth
Okay.
because I'm trying to be more thorough with
More
who
stable? Okay.
who I'm going after. So see if I can get my hand around everything here.
That's what she said.
Yes, it is. That's a good problem to have.
So you have 2 opportunity, a success, critical success, and 2 strife.
Okay, I'm sorry. I need to.
Yeah, 2 opportunities, a critical or a success and an explosive success. Yeah.
Okay, pull the other dice out here. So, because there's. All right, so I'm going to use my advantage, my Indomitable Will, in order to be able to re-roll just this one blank.
Okay.
And you're going to roll the
Hold
critical
on.
success?
Yeah, I got to do it separately.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So now I need one more to try and do my critical.
That's a blank as well.
Alrighty then.
Okay.
So it looks like you got 2 successes with 2 strife and a critical hit.
All right, but one of those strife actually goes into a success because it's a combat check and the way of the lion. So I have 1 strife, 3 successes, and 2 opportunities. So that's another
Nice.
critical.
Okay.
Can you keep 4?
Well, one's an I've got blanks there, but one's an explosion dice.
Oh, no, you're
right.
The explosion was a
Those
blank.
was blank. Yeah.
Okay. See, that's the problem. I can't get to where everything is right now.
This
That one
that's
goes
what you
away.
have.
All right. So let's just use the one opportunity to know what the scorpions are doing, and then we'll have 3 successes and a strife.
Okay.
So how much damage does that translate to again for my purposes?
5.
Okay.
So yeah, another one goes down, and you notice that nobody's attacking the scorpion.
Interesting. Because scorpion or not, they're still kids. They're still a good target. Unless, of course, somebody paid off these guys.
And Asala?
Do I get to do things?
Sure, you can attack.
Okay, cool.
Unless you want to sulk in the corner still.
You can sulkily attack.
I go sit next to the scorpion.
Just sit there.
Well, I sit next to... How many of them are there?
There's just the one scorpion there.
Just one scorpion.
Just Bayushi Mylin.
Yeah, I sit next to him and put my staff. Is he at like a bar stool or at a table or
She's sitting
She.
at the table.
sitting at a table? So yeah, I go sit across from her and just kind of get into a staring contest if she doesn't say anything.
What's your name?
Bayushi Mylin.
Are you still
Okay.
sulking?
No,
No. Okay.
no. My goal is to intimidate her by staring her down to get her to react
Okay.
in some way.
This is kind of our first interaction with the scorpion here. What do you think her mask looks like?
I imagine it's a half face mask,
Mhm.
so kind of covering a right eye and covering her mouth entirely.
Okay.
They wear
So, like,
masks.
Only
Scorpion do,
so
yes.
I can only see her left eye and half of her nose.
Okay.
It is a reminder for you to not trust them.
Mm-hmm.
And she just says, "Quite the spectacle.
Isn't it though?
Highly entertaining."
Wonder how much one would have to pay for something like this.
I wouldn't know.
Wouldn't you though?
I am a humble contestant.
Then why don't they care about you?
Because maybe they know better than to attack a scorpion. Our sting can come from anywhere at any time.
Yeah.
Entertaining or enlightening.
So I guess
And while this calm conversation is going on here in the background, my kidneys!
yeah. So yeah, I'm sitting and talking while they do that. But is there a check that I can do in this process of having this conversation?
Let's see.
I think either
Courtesy,
command
control,
to
conversations.
gain information, courtesy to just kind of do a sort of battle of wits with her.
Challenge her to a game.
Probably courtesy. That would be the one.
Okay, and so I'm going to use my knowledge of courtesy to pinpoint and try to force out. You know, even if she won't say it, I can maybe pick up why she's able to sit here in silence and watch.
Okay.
So the goal being fire.
Okay. Sure.
And that is a single success and 2 opportunities.
Okay.
So what can I do with that?
Let's see. What do we know about Bayushi Mylin? You can tell she doesn't seem to know exactly what's going on. She is not behind this in any way. But you know she's been watching the crane contestant pretty thoroughly throughout the day.
This crane contestant?
No, Kakita Ryu.
And is he involved in this combat?
She's here too, yeah. She's kind of
She-
watching.
Is everybody a woman?
About
You
half.
gotta, you gotta give me a pronoun.
About half.
I don't know these names. Okay.
So it's more like she's studying the way Kakita Ryu is fighting.
As I said, enlightening.
Yeah, so the 2 opportunities, I would like to spend 1 to notice something about Kakita Ryu.
Okay. Well, that's what you've noticed.
Okay. That's it?
Yeah.
So what is the success there?
The success is
So I have 1 success and 2 opportunities. Does it take all of that to know?
how many are you able to keep out of those?
3.
You're able to keep all 3 of them?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Well, with the success, you're able to tell that she's not necessarily behind this. She doesn't give you any
Okay.
indication that she knows
Gotcha.
what's about. She's just taking.
But with the opportunities, I see what she's
Yeah.
looking for.
You can see that she's taking advantage of this opportunity to study the contestants, how they react and respond, especially the Kakita. That's what she's focusing on more than anybody else.
Okay. And there's the assumption that I then have that even if she has not orchestrated this event, somebody has done so for the sake of the Scorpion.
Somebody has done so for some reason.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Tagashi.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Doji gets to go.
Yes,
Yes.
I eventually get to go at the end.
You're at the end of everything. Okay.
He needs some more
My
strife.
apologies, Doji.
Patience, it's coming. I do have combat skills. Nothing we're using here. Unless, of course, I started grabbing plates and throwing them at people's from behind. But if they're,
Shot glasses, sake glasses.
I think that'll be more of a distraction than an actual effect in this.
Shoot 1, throw 1, shoot 1, throw 1.
You're not trying to wound, you're trying to cause fatigue.
In that case, you know what? That's probably what I will do. I'll probably.
And this is a fantasy fight game, and not big on wounding or killing
Yeah.
players or anybody else.
In that case, that's what I will do. I'll grab some sake glasses, mugs, hopefully something that won't just instantly break so I don't cause untoward damage. But, just, again, standing behind him, using him kind of as a shield.
Using her.
Using our loyal lion as a kind of as a shield, and just kind of like dash out and hit somebody in the face, trying to give him advantage in the future.
Okay.
Distract whoever he's fighting. So is that still air?
Sure.
Okay. And I actually get a white die.
Precise and accurate. Nice. And it paid off.
You got a success.
Success.
Has anyone rolled as many blanks as me tonight?
It's a blank stare, you know.
Oh, that was awesome. yeah, get a white.
Let's make sure the camera can see that die.
Yeah.
I get to roll 4 whole dice.
So I go roll 4 dice. I have 1 success. Everything else is blank.
At least the white
At least it
die.
was a success.
You got to roll the
I
white
got a
die.
success.
It was a success. And the white die has 2 blanks. You got a success on the die with 2 blanks on it.
Okay, so does that help at all?
So you clock him in the face,
Yes.
yeah. Smack, and he goes, ah! And leans back.
I plan on, yes, when he graduates, he'll have his wakizashi, but not the katana on his belt.
And at this point, they gather up their following compatriots, and they exit the tavern. They've had enough of you.
Get out of here. Go home to mama. Go wish you could be a samurai.
And what is the mood of the people who own the place? And does there appear to be guards coming?
They were great until you broke that mug.
Well, of course, the Crane magistrates have been summoned every time a brawl breaks out, and which does happen periodically, even in Crane lands. It does happen. They're fairly used to it. This
Crane
is
lands.
Yeah, in the lands of the Crane. And then take aside and they ask everybody questions. They determine it was, of course, the Ronin, the ruffians, the bandits that started the whole entire thing. It's their fault.
I'll even make sure to make a point of...
What?
It was... I'll make a point of making sure the story is spun in such a way that it definitely was the Ronin's fault, and our brave Akoto over here was just standing up for the honor of the everyone here in the championship.
And that's how they take it.
Okay.
And then I pour a drink on him. No, I'm
And
I'm not
my
done
last
fighting yet.
strife, I start crying.
And more strife.
Somebody's got to make her cry.
Oh, wait. What is wrong with you? Can I ridicule him?
Thank you, my friend, for
Well,
talking.
you did your ridicule thing, so you reset your stride.
I'm
I
playing,
know, but I wanna
I'm playing a
ridicule him
different
one
game
more.
from everyone else. Y'all are trying to succeed and become samurai. I'm just trying to not cry. That appears to be my sub game.
Well, see, my problem
very
is
creative.
I have so much composure that I can't go nuts and start challenging everybody to fight. So I might as well just start a fight.
May as well.
May as well.
It's very lion-like, yeah.
All right, cool. So we end out the night. After the questioning, I just drink a little bit more and then go to sleep.
Okay.
And I'll go make sure see how Asahi was. Asahi in the fight too?
Hitoshi?
The crab?
The mantis, you mean?
Oh, the mantis.
Your
Yes,
roommate?
yes.
Yeah, everybody's in the fight. Everybody's a little dinged-battered a bit, but nobody's really bad off.
Okay.
And over the night, we we lose our strife.
Yes.
What about our fatigue?
That's going to go away too, yeah.
Okay.
You're able to get restful sleep.
Kidding me? The lion sleeps like a baby. She just got done with the
The
fight.
lion sleeps.
It's the most fun she's had all night.
I don't have a dirty pirate as a roommate. I sleep fine.
I do too. I am not concerned.
The question is, do you wet the bed and cry?
I don't wet the bed.
All right.
Unless his tears.
But you cry yourself to sleep.
Yes.
It's well established as canon. Okay, we're good.
Yes, I'm alone. I can break down and cry while I'm alone. That's fine.